the stream. There we go. So now we're streaming, everyone. Now we're streaming. There's no going back. We done did it now. You done did it now, Mick. Way to go. Alright. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So, since I'm going through stuff and I'm sorting anyway, I figured why not let you guys kind of see what I'm doing too. So, what the heck? We're going to do it. So I started today just off and on rearranging some stuff. I got to make more room down here, so I'm moving some stuff. You notice maybe some of the boxes are lower now. So what I did was some of these like this stack, and hell, I don't know if you can see everything on the camera. Let me just check. Make sure you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, yeah, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Good enough. Pan it that way. There we go. Bring it up just a little bit for you. Yo, Jeff, what's up? Let's go. Yeah. I did not go to the card shop today, though, by the way. This is just my own stuff that I've got sitting around. I figured I'm gonna do some sort. Now these are all empty boxes here, and these up here and this stack here are empties. These are not. These are all boxes filled with packs. But as I was saying about, let me get YouTube up on here so I can see the chat. I don't have to keep going back and forth. I can just kind of chat with you guys here. So YouTube. Alright, let's go to MyTube, your channel. Alright, so though it says I'm live, I don't see a picture. I'm clicking on it. That helps if you click on it, Mick. Alright, but anyway, so the feed from there to here is way off. Alright, hey Alex, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Well, I'm so far behind here. How do I speed this up? Like, how do you Alright, there you go, I guess. I tried to get my phone caught up to the live. That's as far as it's gonna go. I'm waving, and on my phone I'm not waving. I'm scratching my neck and I'm still not waving. That is so far behind. This stinks. But anyway, so I'll be a little bit behind on the chat, but it's there. You know what? I bought these things, I might as well use them, right? So there we go. Phone's propped up. I'm scratching my neck, and I've already won. So this stack and this stack, who knows? Maybe precariously stacked. If I'm careful, I have them whether it's movable, right? However dangerous it may be, it's movable. So if I gotta move stuff, and now I find my saw. Now I see my saw. Seesaw. So these two stacks are like that. I have them on furniture dollies. This stack here, I put on furniture dollies today. They were just kind of sitting here on the floor. And this little stack here is on furniture dollies as well. So now I can move them around however I want. I got to make more room. I got to get more stuff in here. And because I'm recarpeting the upstairs, that means I got to clear out upstairs with whatever cards are up there. And then gut room by room. And as I gut the rooms, then I'm able to move my son, whose room is up above here, his bedroom. I will move it over to the room that I was using for my studio, and some of the, not all this, but a good portion of this was up there. A lot of it, I would say a lot. I'll say that a lot of this was upstairs. and I'll move him into the bigger bedroom. And then we'll gut his room, right? New carpeting down, and then the master bedroom, we're gonna have to just do kind of, the master bedroom's so big, we're gonna have to gut it in two. It goes the entire length of the house from the back. So we're gonna have to gut that half by half and get rid of that, and then put everything, so we're gonna have to move half, do half, move everything over to the one side, gut the other half, and then start put carpeting down, move things over, carpet, like that. Anyway, I digress. But while I was doing that, putting these on the dollars, I saw that, as you guys can see, a lot of these boxes are actually inside out. And I did that on purpose. They're brown. They're brown, right? So you can see it. There you go. And I did that on purpose when I put the boxes together, so I can pick out anything other than baseball will be in those boxes. First I did just a lid, and I'm like, you know what, instead of a lid I'm going to do the whole box. So that's what I did. And now that gets us to where I am today. That was a quick catch you up. So I'm just sorting. I figured I'm just going to sort through these boxes, and because most of the cards are not sleeved up or top loaded like these two OJ cards, right? So now they are, right? They're sleeved, they're top loaded, they're being protected. I went through some already, and then I decided, you know what, I might as well just let you guys see what I'm doing too. So now everyone's caught up. And now we can go on. I can answer whatever questions everyone has. So, good evening, Alex. Great, how are you, sir? You guys going to the Berlin Wall? No. We will go to the Berlin Mart when it does open up, but I don't think it's open yet. Not quite yet. Still a little nippy out. All good, Jeff. Hi, Mick. Hey, Alex. It's up too early for me on the weekends. No, Jeff, I don't. I stay up really late, and I like to sleep in. I think I got up around 9 o'clock today. So I'll be up late tonight. But during the week when I do have to go to work, yeah, I'm up about 4:30. Got to be to work by 6, so 4:30, 4:45 is when I wake up, and I'm off. Get the box from the bottom. That box used to be on the top. Now it is on the bottom. So yeah, technically, I do have one of the boxes from the bottom. Let's see. Be careful making that looks like it might fumble down. Yeah, it could. That's why. But I want to be able to have everything movable. We're getting a look behind the curtain to see how the mad scientist organizes these. The organization is purely chaotic. Its disorganization is the organization of the day. Alright, I think we're all caught up on the chat. So, again, as I'm going through these, I couldn't tell you what year these are without looking at the backs, but there's another league leader card with the infamous OJ on. And then we got the checklists. There's Fran Tarkington. Oh, well, we got checklist, Fran Tarkington. So, like, if they're like good players and Hall of Famers, I'm gonna at least penny sleeve them up for now. I mean, I do have a ton of top loaders, but I may have to save them for when I retire and I need them to sell. I've got 2 cases of them upstairs, like maybe 2,000 top loaders. You only get 1,000 per case. Here's Ahmad Rashad. Really good football player turned actor, Ahmad Rashad. How about late in his career, Len Dawson. I'll be back. Gotta get dinner. Okay, Alex. No problemo. You gotta eat, right? So there's a Lenny Dawson airbrushed out his uniform, or he's in a practice uniform. How about my man right here? This is my guy, John Riggins, the Diesel. John Riggins. And there's another John Riggins. Another John Riggins. Ah, the late great Franco Harris, Penn State alum. But let's leave these Diesels up. Let's do up the Diesel. So Jeff, yes, we do need to go to that card shop. But if I go, I want to be able to take some money with me. And the Philly show is coming up. The Philly show is going to have, right now, scheduled to sign for baseball. There's a lot of Eagles and former Eagles players there. But as far as baseball, which is my sport, Robin Yout's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Chase Utley's going to be there. Robin Yount. Oh, there's another Franco, by the way, if you guys didn't see it. How about a Joe Theismann, or Theismann, actually? I heard people call him Theismann, but it's Theismann. God, who was the other guy? There was like two guys, and who was the other one? Well, you have to go on the website to find out. ThePhillyShow.com. Look at that. How about some Fred Dryer? Really good football player turned movie actor as well. Fred Dryer played a cop. And then of course now we got a bunch of nobodies. Here's a diamond cut, slightly diamond cut. You can see the border, how the white is very thin there, and then it gets wider up there. So it's a diamond cut Francis Tarkenton. Here's another Francis Tarkenton. Let's put I don't know if we can put them where you guys can see them, because right now you can only see this. So if I put them here, you guys get a little bitty sneak peek of what's coming up, which that one there. If you guys know your cards, if you know your 70s and 80s football cards, you'll know who that guy is. You'll know instantly who that guy is. He's usually running through I'll drive. It ain't that bad. It ain't that far. That's O.J. O.J. Simpson. As a matter of fact, we had two of them already sleeved up before I started streaming, and now there's another one. So I've had you know, some luck, and this was before O.J. became, or Orenthal James Simpson became infamous. Oh, there's another one there. You know, with my collecting 70s and 80s cards, and getting them at cost, not paying huge amounts like we are forced to nowadays. This is a really nice one here. That's probably a good 7 or 8. That's a nice one. I say that, I could get a 9. Same way with this one here. Centering's off a little bit on this Roger Staubach on the championship. NFC championship. Oh, 75. 1970. These are from 75 tops? Yeah, it is. 76 tops. These are 1976 tops. Cowboys won 37-7 over the Rams. Okay. Now we know. Now we know. Another Fran Tarkenton league leader card, with Ken Anderson, Mr. Anderson. AFC Championship, Steelers and the Raiders. Steelers taking down the Raiders 16-10. It was a very close game. And that is Franco Harris. That could be Big Ben Davison, number 83 or whatever his number was, 82, chasing him down. I think it was or George Hendricks. Oh yeah, George Hendricks or Ben Davison. trying to think what Ben Davison's number was. Ben Davison might have been like 72, but Ted Hendricks was like 83, and he was a beast too. All right, Super Bowl 10. Super Bowl 10, guys, in case you don't know your Roman numerals, before they got all out of whack, and now no one knows what Super Bowl is because they insist on using those stupid Roman numerals. It was easy back then. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And the 4 was a V with the 1 on this side, which made it 5 minus 1, and then the V is for 5, and then the V with the I on this side is 6, and then 2 I's is 7, and 3 I's is 8, and then the X with the I on this side was 9, and then the X is 10. It's crazy the way they did that. Anyway, there you go, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. That's our boy Terry Bradshaw. See, all my life growing up, as a kid anyway, until I became an adult, and I was talking to my father one day, I always thought he was, because he talked pretty highly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's OJ again, with Jim Otis, running back, rushing leaders. The disparity has got to be crazy here. O.J. Simpson had 1,817 yards, 600 yards more than Franco Harris for that season, and Franco had 1,246. Now the NFC rushing leader was Jim Otis with 1,076. So he was literally almost 750 yards behind OJ, and then Chuck Foreman in the NFC. But anyway, I digress. I talked to I always thought my dad was a Steelers fan. Turns out he was and I should have known, because he also had like Dallas Cowboy hats and stuff like that. He was a Cowboys fan. I always thought he was a Pittsburgh fan. There's another OJ with scoring leaders with Chuck Foreman of the Minnesota Vikings. OJ scored 138 points. Then there are kickers behind OJ: Pete Banaszak, Jan Stenerud, Roy Gerela. Then a running back, Lydell Mitchell. Jim Turner's a kicker. Skip Butler was a kicker. George Belanda was a kicker / quarterback. Tony Leinart, I'm not sure if he was a kicker. Sounds like he was. And Garo Yepremian. So usually, even today, the kickers are the highest scorers on the team, right? The guys that kick the extra points and field goals. So usually, back in the day, they used to be the same guy. You didn't have a specialist for kicking field goals, and a specialist for your extra points, and a specialist for doing your kickoffs. One guy did all that work, and the punter was your punter. But anyway, and then on the NFC side, it was Chuck Foreman, and then there was kicker, Jim Bakken, kicker. Tom Dempsey was on the list. He scored 94 points. Tom Dempsey, the half a foot guy. Fred Cox was a kicker. Mark Mosley was a kicker. Horst Muhlmann was a kicker. Terry Metcalf was a running back. Steve Mikemeyer was a kicker, and Earl Mann was a kicker. So kickers were the highest, and I think it's still true like that today. And then we got some just regular guys again. I'm not going to show you. Oh, there's Jaws. If you guys like Jaworski, there's Jaws. Jaws! I'll sleeve him up just because he's a local yokel. And sometimes he may show up at the Philly show. But he's not. To me, he's not that. Spike Jones. There's Horst Muhlmann now. We just mentioned him as the league leader for kickers the prior year. And he may have... I guess they didn't have licensing because there's no logos. There's a lot of airbrushing on these cards. Roman Gabriel. Mike Barilla, quarterback for the Eagles back in the day. Poe James. Hey, Poe. John Bunning, Randy Logan, Philadelphia Eagles. It's a Philly thing, right? Boom, boom. Check the chat real quick. Lots of OJ here. Yeah, there was OJ was pretty popular back then. Jeff, are you doing eBay and whatnot? There you go, Jeff. There's a question for you. Got to make the money so the wife can spend it. Yeah. Alright, guys, let me go get a drink real quick. I got my cup here, but it's empty. Well, the ice melted, so I got to get some more ice and crapola. Oh, okay. Crack open some more. No, it should be. Oh, we got fudge. What the heck? See? And let my wife and son go out. You had to take both cats had to go to the vet today. Get shots and get their claws trimmed. They will not declaw cats because, God forbid, they may have to survive in the wilderness even if they're indoor only cats. Anyway, so I see they stopped and picked up some fudge. You can't let those two go out together, my son and my wife. And they're going to buy everything. My son came home with an iPhone 15 today. Upgrade from his 12 or something. So I know I should be drinking water. But you know what? I'm going to get jacked up on some Mountain Dew chip. Alright? I'm going to be jacked up on Mountain Dew. And believe it or not, I'm not jacked up on Dew yet. But I need to wet my whistle. Woo! Alright. Alright, let's see what else is going on in the chat. I need so many 76, that 70s card show. 76 football. Only big gap in my 70s football. Oh, hey, how's it going? And Boyd's here tonight. You missed the OJ? Well, they're not that far behind. It's like now, right now it's just like record breakers. League leader card. You missed my Riggins. You didn't say anything about Riggins. Let's see, what else? Oh, another league leader card for OJ. League leader for OJ. OJ was done everything. Then there's the playoff cards. League record breaker OJs. 2 of those so far. Joe Theismann, the late great Franco Harris. And now we're back on pace. So, Charlie Young. You guys, I was forced to kind of tolerate Eagles and Eagles fans growing up. My father-in-law, whenever I went over to the house and it was Sunday and there was a football game on, he would always have the Eagles on. Neil Colsey, I don't know if you guys ever remember him, if you're around old enough. Apparently he set the record for rookie sets new mark as return spots for doing kickoff returns, which those things get broken on a regular basis, I'm sure. There's the guy who ran the wrong way and scored a touchdown for the other team way back when. Just flipping through here real fast, guys. I mean, you can see them, I guess. I'm not going to shout out every name because I got this whole box. I want to go through and try to sleeve up all the important cards. I know every card should be sleeved up, like Willie Lanier. I mean, I think he's probably a Hall of Famer. I'm not quite up on the football Hall of Fame as I maybe should be, but Ron Yeri, and he's probably a Hall of Famer. Pat Leahy, we talked about him being one of the league leaders in scoring, right? Curly Culp. This one's an off-center card, Bob Klein. Lem Barney, he's probably a Hall of Famer. I'm not 100% sure. Any of you football gurus out there might be able to help me out there. What do they call him? Jefferson Street Joe Ferguson? That was his nickname. Ray Guy, kicker, or punter actually, but perennial All-Pro kicker. Billy Kelmer. By the time when I did my switch from the Jets because Namath went to the Rams and Riggins went to Washington. That's kind of when I did my switch away from the Jets and went to Washington Redskins forever, never Commanders. Sorry. Barty Smith, Luke Krause. Whatever possessed me to color in my checklist, I don't know, but thank God I got one that's unmarked. Because I'm going to tell you, I treasure the unmarked ones now. Then Barney is a Hall of Famer. There you go. Yeah, good. So, yeah, I set him aside. I think Gary is. So, let's see. Who did I miss that came in here? Yeah. Big Son Riptid's here. Thanks for stopping by. Charlie Johnson. Tommy Nobis. Right? How about Lydell Mitchell? He's a product of Penn State running back. Penn State at one point was known as Linebacker U, but they also churned out their fair share of good running backs as well. This guy, Rich Saul may be a Hall of Famer. I have no idea. Al T. Taylor. Look at that face mask. And he's a running back, and he's dressed like a freaking lineman. Actually, that's how fullbacks. When I played football in high school, like they didn't have these kind of masks for the offensive player because they would think that would get in your way or something like this. But they had this stupid thing they called the bull ring. The bull ring was just a U that would come down right here. So how is this gonna be any different from a U? But anyway, they had the thing we call it the bull ring, and that would come down in your mask. Not me personally. It's funny. So let's see if we find a football. Like this was the extent of my high school. Like everyone had that mask right there. No single bar like some of the kickers you see. It was always a double bar, and then like the fullback would have that bull ring there. That was it, right? Plain simple. Well, I started playing and I had an injury. Had an injury to my neck, and so they had to. In order to kind of continue playing, which I wanted to play, I had to get a neck roll. Now, back then you could see there were. If I can find a guy, there's another guy with one of those freaky masks that would scare the heck out of you. I don't know if we're going to find any guys with neck rolls because these are all not in action. But anyway, it was a neck roll, and it was kind of, just a round. If you know what ring baloney is, that's what it looked like. It just went around your neck, and I'm doing this, and you can't see me on camera, so I'll do it this way. It just kind of went around your neck like this, and it tied into the laces of your shoulder pads. When you laced them up, it became that lace, and then it tied down here, and it held everything together. And it kept your head from going too far, because what happened was my head got knocked really far over. I got knocked out. It pinched the nerve in my neck. My arm went numb. And it happened several times during practices where I would get hit. Now, I was like 110 pounds at my heaviest. There you go. Here, at my heaviest playing weight in high school was 110 pounds. So I had to have one of those to help. And it worked. I never had another incident where I got hit so hard that my neck got jerked to the side one way or the other, and I passed out and paralysis in the arm for a little bit. So that worked there. And then I went out on my own and I got a new face mask, and I'll show you that. Hold on. Be right back. So I went out and went to the local pro shop that you can get your stuff through for the high school. And I picked me up this thing. And this was like the coolest thing back in the day. If you had one of these, you were cool. So I bought one of those, put it on my helmet. The coach didn't say anything, you know. Maybe he thought it was medicinal, I don't know. But I threw that thing on. And it may not have played good, but I looked good standing around, sitting on the bench. El Benchos, as geez, Mikey would say. So El Bencho, that was me and my best friend in grade school and through high school, who's now my brother-in-law, by the way. We used to sit on the bench a lot, and we used to joke about it all the time. We got some stories, but I'm not going to tell them because that's between he and I. Some of the good old days. His name is Jim Miller, by the way. Roger Worley, he might be a Hall of Famer. I have no idea. Right? Pat Toomey. Bob Avellini. John Fitzgerald. What a nice mustache he's got. Isn't that nice? He could do cigarette commercials and get away with it. Greg Bingham, I met him. He was back in the early 80s, 81, 82, 83-ish. And he was doing a USO tour with Russ Francis and kicker for the 49ers and Mark May and some other guys. Carl Eller, he's probably a Hall of Famer. But anyway, I met him and all those guys. They were doing a USO tour while I was stationed in Germany. So we got to meet up. Mel Blount, he's probably a Hall of Famer too. I don't know. Chuck Foreman, Tom Mack, Bruce Laird, Dave Dalby. I mean, not many action photos, and that's why, because look how dark it is, and just it's Raiders, but if they're wearing their black jerseys, you wouldn't see anything in there, right? Larry Brown, really good running back for the Redskins. Matter of fact, my older brother, he was on the varsity team, and he wore that number 43, and our uniforms look just like the Redskins uniform. Maybe that influenced me, I don't know, at one point becoming a Redskins. But for a while we were maroon, white, and gold, just like this, like gold and the striping and stuff like that. And then we went back to our old colors from the good old days of Jackie Smith, where we're just maroon and white again. So, but I did have a couple years in the maroon, white, and gold. John Zook, he might be a Hall of Famer, I don't know. Otis Armstrong, decent running back then. Check the chat real quick. I got paralysis in my right arm in high school from something else. Well, I didn't know they had chicken choking contests. I have to guess, but this is a PG channel. God saw what you were doing. Sinner! Ouch! Laugh my butt off. Okay. The helmets today are made by NASA. Yeah, they're super huge, aren't they? Again, though, I think there was a guy from Buffalo who was the first guy to wear one of those like helmet over helmet type things back in the day, and that was to help prevent concussions and stuff like that. That was his thing. I forget the guy's name. Jace Mix, how are you? And the Argonauts looking this year. Haven't started yet. I think they start in March. Yeah, right? That face mask that those two guys have were freaking scary. Alright, so we're back. Here's Bob Grimm looking happy as heck. Actually, he's living up to his namesake. He just doesn't look happy at all. He looks kind of grim. But his lips fit right inside that face mask. That's a perfect photo, right? If he moved, wouldn't it be if that face mask moved with him, like it was connected, like the upper and lower lip? Sweatbands. Jim Kearney, John Dutton, Calvin Hill, Redskins. Big time Cowboys running back in the 70s. Otis Sistrunk. These are just names that I remember because I actually watched football as a kid. Unlike today where I don't watch. Is there 2 cards here? They're a little sticky stick, but there you go, same guy. Walter Johnson. Doug Kotar. Look, Kotar's got my mask. Way to go, Doug. Copycat. Billy Newsom. Got my hairdo when I was about 25. That was the hairdo I had. Wish I had hair like that. When I was 24, I had hair like that. I was 25, I had hair like that. At 65, I have hair like that. That guy looks scared of the cameraman. I watched football as a kid. I'm getting tired of saying we always have next year. Ha! That's a good one. You know, it's funny because, again, I'm surrounded by Eagles fans, and guess what? I said the same thing to them after their team lost. I'm like, guys, what the hell? Anyway. Jan Stenerud, there's a Hall of Famer for you. As a kid, I had Norm Schneed, Eagles, 49ers. What a team. He played for a lot of teams. Oh, he's even got the old gum stain on the back. That's original. Redskins for 3 years. Eagles for 7 years, I guess. The Giants and the Niners. Look at that. Looks like a homemade headband, or you got a head wound and he's like a real man's man right there. Just tape that stuff up and keep going. That's another kind of mask that they had back in the day. Not on my high school team, but that was another popular mask. Just the old crossbars. For us, it was the bull ring. The bull ring. And you know, when you're running back and the coach gets mad at me, they grab your mask and they jerk you around like this because you messed up on a play or something like that. Yeah. There's a guy with a neck brace, so you can see the neck roll. Except mine. Alright, mine looked like it was flesh tone, let's put it that way. Had a big piece of sausage around my neck. Dan Pastorini. Trying to figure out what happened on that last play because he's got a concussion. This guy's looking like he's going out for a Wilderness Survival Channel thing. I don't know. L.C. Greenwood. Part of the Steel Curtain, right? MacArthur Lane. Played for the Packers as well. Then he went over to the hated Chiefs. Oh, Cardinals, Packers, Chiefs, yeah. Chester Markle. There you go. J.J. Jones. One of Namath's replacements. His third year card, well, second year card. And 57 attempts. No attempts. He was injured in his first year. Steve Zabel. Rayfield Wright. Pat Fisher. Roger Carr. Look at them ears. He's the football version of Don Mossy. Almost. Mossy still got him beat, but he is right up there. Manny Fernandez. Part of that undefeated Dolphins team in '72. Roy Jarella, there you go. That's that single bar. That's very popular for kickers and punters. Here's one that's off-center cut. You got the bottom border of the card right there. Phil Villapiano. My twin brother was a Raiders fan, and he loved the Raiders. League leaders: Lydell Mitchell, product of Penn State; Chuck Foreman; Mel Blount. Some league leader cards there. Well, that's it. We haven't pulled out many good. There's Ray Guy. He also had a single bar at one time, I think, but I guess he graduated to a double bar. That's my hairdo at 27. Slowly, you might say, well, receding hairline, but it wasn't that. It was just my forehead just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm sure he says the same thing every time he looked in the mirror. Oh, there's something that was carried over from the packaging on the card. I have a couple cards like that in my goofy. Look at that airbrush. That is professional work right there. That's something my 7-year-old granddaughter could do, I'm sure, with no problem, and get paid decent money for it. Bob Trumpy. Bob Trumpy was a concert pianist as well as a tight end. Let's see what it says. What is the referee's signal for touchdown? Is 2 hands above the head. It doesn't say anything about him being a concert pianist, but he is a concert pianist as well. Emmett Thomas. Lyle Alzado. Rest in peace, Mr. Steroid Alzado. That's what killed him. Carl Garrett. Get a afro there. Johnny Hadel. Ha! Looks like Curly from the Three Stooges. No, Larry from the Three Stooges. Curly had no hair. Larry from the Three Stooges hairdo. I wake up, I wish I had that much hair in the morning. Preston Pearson. There's a fro. Earl Mann, single bar. One of the top scorers in the league. Top 10 anyway, right? Well, a lot of Ed White, a lot of commons now. Marv Hubbard, number 44. My brother, when he played, he wore Marv Hubbard's number 44. Before he got to high school anyway. When we got in high school, he couldn't wear 44. I was 24, he was 22. Yeah, because 44, when I played, numbers, and they probably still are basically like that, for the most part, reserved by your position. You have your centers, which are 50 to, 59 or whatever. 60s are reserved for your guards. 70s are reserved for your tackles. 80s are reserved for your tight ends and or receivers, your wide outs, right? Not many people have 90s in football. And then your quarterbacks are from 1 to, whatever, 19. Then your halfbacks, which are the smaller version for smaller running backs, are 20 through 29, and then your fullbacks are 30 through 49, something like that. And our running backs are 20 through 39, and your fullbacks are your 40 numbers normally. So he couldn't do it because he wasn't a fullback. He was the same size as me. Richard Castor, liked him as a Jet when I was a Jet fan. Jarrell Wilson, Marty Dahmers, quarterback. Isaac Curtis, All-Pro. Harold McClinton. Anyway, so yeah, I was 24. My twin brother was 22. Check the chat real quick, because I always do that. I always kind of... Hunter Boucher's here. Hey, Hunter, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I can always grow my hair back out and have you a full head of hair stuff in 3 months. Yeah, make me a wig. Donate a wig. That's cool. Nah, I'm good though. I'm comfortable in my own skin these days. I'm too old to worry about looks. Cliff Harris. There you go. That's me at 27. And he might have been an all-star. I don't know. Charlie Sanders was a good receiver for the Lions. Some of these guys you never heard of. How about Jack Tatum? He was always one of the dirty guys in football. Jack Tatum. He was one of those guys. If you weren't a Raiders fan, you'd love to hate that guy. Checklist. Not colored in. Colored in. And apparently I was pretty close to completing this set because I'm missing like 1, 2, 3. And even then, I think I had the Drew Pearson, Dan Dierdorf, 4, 5, 6. Like, literally like 6 cards to complete Series 2. And at this point, there were only 2 series of cards. They didn't have 3. Steve Spurrier. So I may have this complete set here. Greg Pruitt. Jack Runne. Wally Chambers. Look at that freaking Fu Manchu he got going there. Mike Collier. Mitch Hoops. Punter. Harold Jackson, former Philadelphia Eagle. Looks really good in that Rams. Looks really good in his Rams uniform there. Look at that. That's a nice pose. I was going through high school and football, right? I did, you go out for your photo day, right? And I did, and it's going to be hard to see it, but the prototypical Heisman Trophy where the guy's doing this step and he's giving like a stiff arm to the ground. That's what I did for one of my photos. I was like giving the stiff arm to an imaginary guy I'm pushing to the ground. That was one of my photo poses. Pretty cool. Greg Landry, Tony Green. Roy Jefferson looks good in his Redskins uniform down there too. I always loved our white jerseys. Always loved our white jerseys. But senior year, you get to keep your jersey. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy watching Boomer and a happy place sorting. Yep. All right, Boyd. Thanks. Take it easy. Here, Goody Headline, you hit 42 last month. Well, congratulations. Not to go out. Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta get them, trim my ears too once in a while. I'm getting like hobbit ears, hobbit, nose. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, let's do something. Let's just do this up. Let's get away from the cards for a second. So, I talked about my high school jersey. I just happen to have it, right? So, my senior year, they decided to go away from the Redskin colors and went back to our old high school colors. So, we ended up with this thing that looks like a maroon and white version of the Colts uniform, which was blue and white. Ours was maroon and white. Those are our colors. As a kid growing up, we were maroon and white, and then we went to maroon, white, and gold. It was great. We were like stoked. We didn't win any more games or anything like that. But guys, just to show you, and this is not even working. turn the camera a little bit more so you guys can see. Maybe you can see right here. Man, this is going to be too close. Let me turn that. So, this is my jersey. This is me. Right now I'm looking at my phone because I can't see. It's way out of sync. There is no way today that I could ever fit into this jersey again. There's no way. Look, my head's almost as big as... Now remember, this jersey I had shoulder pads on too. I had shoulder pads on too, so that's... Ready? My head barely fits through the hole, which is fine. But then once you try to put this on, there's just no way. Because when my... maybe a squeeze in. But I tried it on because I wanted to win my... Now, imagine me trying to put shoulder pads on inside of this, right? And I'm not that big, guys. I am not that big. But imagine shoulder pads under here, yeah. They kind of bring them up pretty good, right? It barely fits me now. I was going to wear this. Look at this. Look at that. Gut sticking out, right? I was going to wear this because in honor of my high school football coach who passed away last year. I'm going to get this off. I'm surprised. I did try it on before, and I was like, no, that's going to be embarrassing to wear it because I wasn't known for being a fat guy in high school. I was a skinny kid, so I don't want people to have a different image of me that way when I go back. So I was going to wear this to his funeral to honor him, and I was hoping that other guys would have worn their stuff as well, but ended up not even being able to make the funeral. So, but that's it. That's what I wanted to show you. Like, I used to fit in this with shoulder pads. Don't forget we had rib pads we wore too, right? And then this would be tuck this into your pants. You know what I mean? It's like, whew. Definitely not at my old playing weight, that's for sure. I was, like I said, I'll be lucky to break 110 pounds. Sometimes they lied on the program and said I was 115. And that was for years. They would lie on the programs because I played football when I was in Germany, stationed in Germany for 1 year. I played tackle football over there, and they lied on the program there, saying I was taller and heavier than what I really was. Look at that. That's how I looked like when I was 15, but that's scraggly mop top. Ron Howard, not the actor though. Ray Mansfield, I guess, was the center before Mike Webster took over, right? Ray Wersching, that was the kicker that he was on the 49ers when they came through in the 80s on the USO tour. Ray Wersching. Bobby Parsons, that was my wife's neighbor. Let's see if it says he went to Penn State. He was a tight end, quarterback in high school, tight end at Penn State, punter, and he got drafted by the Bears, number 5 in 1972. He's 6'4", 235. Born in 1950. He passed away like 2 years ago, I think. Where's he from? Well, it says his home is, he lives in Wheaton, Illinois, but actually he split time between his home and Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Bob Parsons. Rest in peace, Bob Parsons. Went down to his house. I told that story. My wife took me down to his house one day and then met him and had all my big stack of cards for him to sign, you know, and he signed all the cards for me. Jack Youngblood. He also gave us tickets to one of the football games when the Bears came to town. They played the Eagles. We got some of his like tickets that are given to players for family and stuff. Daryl Stingley, I think
he became paralyzed, right? In a football injury, broke his neck. Darryl Stingley. Check that out. Fact check me there, but I think he got hurt. Bruce Taylor, cornerback. Don McCulley. But anyway, so I spend all my time focusing on my football cards and kind of just not anything with this, which is a good thing because they're not getting all fingered up, they're not getting mutilated, dropped, all that good stuff. So, yeah, that's a good thing there. Chris Hamburger. Nice. I liked him as a Redskin linebacker. John Gilliam. Steve Furness. Not Furness. Furness. D.D. Lewis. Dwayne Carroll. Look at that. He is like, I don't know, is his helmet on backwards or what? Because I've never seen one that is that rounded. They're more squared off. His is rounded. You know, I don't know what's wrong with that helmet. It's almost like he's wearing it backwards or something. Like someone's playing a joke on him, put his face mask on backwards. John Brockington. Mike Phipps. Lyle Blackwood. One of the Blackwood brothers. Terry Hemmerling, another Redskin. Roland Lawrence, All-Pro. Craig Morton, Cowboys quarterback. Giants quarterback. Niners quarterback, maybe. Let's check the... Jeff says, be well to Void. Still fits perfectly. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. My nephew goes fishing with the Lions center, Frank. At the heart. I hate that heart being there because I can't see it all the way, what's being said. Ragnow, one day maybe they'll invite... Yeah. They'll invite you. Yeah, they should. You can always plant the seed too, you know, like, hey, how was the fishing trip? Or do you plan on going fishing this year? Have you been contacted? I'm just curious. By the way, I bought this brand new lure, and hey, you know, here, I want you to have it, but I have one too. I got two of them. I got 2 for 1. Here, feel free to take this one and use it. By the way, I got one too, and I got this new rod and reel combo here. What do you think about this? Take it out in the yard with one of those practice, you know, rubber fish. You go, you know, there's subtle ways of throwing out hints. Karl Malk. Walt Patulski. Stu Voigt. Fred Carr. Gary Huff. Dan Ruzek. Joe Kenworth. Mel Renfro. That was me at age 30 without all the facial hair, but the lack of hair on top by age 30. His red mustache matches his helmet pretty good. Way to go, airbrush guy. Len Haas. Rick Volk, the GQ guy. Mean Muggin. Colin Bryant. He was a good running back. Herman Weaver. Punter. These cards are sticking like they're Fleer. Burgess Owens. Larry Brown, but not the Larry Brown. Jim Marshall. He's a Hall of Famer. Joe Dawkins. Dennis Partee. He's partying after the game. Randy Johnson, not the pitcher. This Randy Johnson is not 6'10". This Randy Johnson is only 6'3". Who was in Tampa? Florida. But love those Redskins. Those maroon, white, and gold.
I almost stepped on them. They were on the floor.
Oh, your cat knocked them down.
Yeah.
Alright, just set them there. I had them from when I went to the card shop.
Yeah, but they were on the floor. I almost stepped on them.
Alright, thank you. Zach, sports cards and collectibles. What's up, Zach? Ike Harris, Dan Hampton, Doug. What a buffoon! No, Buffon, not buffoon. Buffon. Don't make fun of him just because he got that bowl haircut either. All right, don't make fun of him. You need this. Comb overs are still popular. There it is. That's the neck roll I had. Right there it is. We finally found it. So that's the kind that I had. Kind of looked like a male member wrapped around your neck, and then the strings tied down into your thing here. And that was supposed to keep your neck from flopping around. It's the only one they had. I was looking for the flat ones. The flat ones come down to more to a point in the front. And then if I needed to, I could have doubled that one up. Instead, that's all they had, so that's what I grabbed. Jack Snow, father to JT Snow of the San Francisco Giants fame, in case you're wondering. JT stands for Jack also. Or J and Jack. Look at that. John Matuzak, the twos. Mean mugging somebody. Probably the ref. Andy Russell. Hugh McInnes. Pinchon. I don't know. Mike Bass fishing. George Kuntz. Very nice. All pro. Probably a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Marv Bateman. There's Conrad Dobler. ×2. See on that checklist of one that I needed? I don't know. I forget. He's a Hall of Famer. This guy always reminded me of the character Lurch in the Addams Family. I mean, look at him. Does he not look like Lurch in a football uniform, like out of makeup and stuff? I bet you he was. There's only 6'3". Lurch was probably like 7'3". According to the Gene Washington, there were 2 Gene Washingtons that played football. One for the 49ers, one for the Redskins. How about some Ed Marinaro? Did he not play in Taxi or something like that? He also took on an acting career afterwards. Jim Turner, old school with the comb over. Mike Thomas, hair flowing, having fun. Joe DeLamile or whatever. Should be playing hockey instead of football, but whatever. He's probably from a hockey family, but he's a Hall of Famer, I'm sure. Tommy Blanchard, Ron Carpenter, Levi Johnson, Sam Cunningham, Livingston, Doug Deacon, Tom McLeod, Mike Tingelhoff, Neighbor, Tingelhoff, Arnold's neighbors, Tingelhoff, Neighbor. Terry Hanratty, quarterback for the Steelers. Mike Ciani, in case you guys didn't know how that name was pronounced, Ciani. Jim Otis, he was a league leader right up there with the OJ and them, except he was like 600 yards shy of OJ. See, I colored in those checklists as a kid. Thank goodness I didn't color them all in, but I have a Colts colored in and Colts not. Bills colored in, so I finally had all the Bills. Where's OJ? Simpson down there, running back number 32, card number 300. And I got one not colored in. Good. Bears. Bears didn't have as many cards for some reason. But there's a Walter Payton that I have. I marked it off. I have the Walter Payton. Bengalis. Baranis. Let's see if these are all checklists. Yeah, all checklists. Some colored in, some not. Thank goodness. There were times when I would color in the next checklist card too to start all over for some stupid reason. I've done that as a kid too. Fred, you can't say the last name, but you can read it. Marlon Briscoe, mean mugging, the cameraman. There you go, Archie Manning. Look at that helmet. Poor Arch. Well, he had 2 kids that really helped him out as far as family name. He was stuck in the lowly Saints forever. Paul Seymour. Leroy Jordan's got to be a Hall of Famer. Chip getting jacked up on Mountain Dew. Speaking about Chip, let me get a swig of some Mountain Dew here. My throat is getting a little, my mouth is getting a little parched. Starting to get the old dry mouth thing going. Wasn't Jim Marshall what? Wasn't Jim Marshall that? Yeah, he ran the wrong way. I don't know if I wrapped him up or not. Oh yeah, no, Jim Marshall. That's Carl Eller. There's Jim Marshall. There's Jim Marshall from this year, 75. 76 tops from the 75 year. The new 76 tops. Jim Marshall. There he is. Nice pose though. Yeah, he did run the wrong way. Wrong way, Marshall. Jim Bertelson. Mark Mosley. Bueller. 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 Marvin Upshaw, longtime Raider. I hate that they didn't show. Linemen don't get any stats, so they don't get anything on the back. Tom Banks, Randy Vataha, Mike Wagner, safety. Fred Cook, mutton chops. You can't see him because the photos are so dark. He's got mutton chops, big fro going, nice. Ken Burrow. Nick Mikemeyer, one of the few action photos. Checklist. Steve Owens. We haven't. Okay, well, we're getting some more coming up, maybe. Brad Van Pelt, if you're a Giants fan. Ken Riley, All-Pro. Art Thomas, got a bloody nose. Ed Bell. Tom Whittam, punter. His eyes almost look like they're crossed. I would love to see him with a bull ring, though. That would make his eyes definitely look crossed, because he'd be staring at that bull ring all day long. He'd have to take his helmet off. Jim Lynch. Prentice McCray. Tom Dempsey, the half-foot kicker that used to hold the record for the longest extra point in NFL history at 63 yards. I couldn't tell you what the record is now, but Tom Dempsey owned it for the longest time. Mel Gray. Rocky Blyer. Rocky Blyer. What a history this guy has. Come back from Vietnam. Got wounded. I think he was missing some toes off of his feet. And still became a very, very good running back for Pittsburgh. Ended up landing a job. Had a nice NFL career. .5'11", 205. He would have been 210 pounds if he had all his toes. Notre Dame, drafted by the Steelers, number 16 in 1968. Acquired via draft, born in 1946. And his home at the time was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you for your service, Rocky Blyer. Dennis Johnson. Burt Jones, that was the epitome of a GQ guy right there. He was an okay quarterback, but he got the job because he was good looking. Kyle Busch fan, hey Ryan, how's it going? Justin Tucker, field goal, I believe. Blaine Nye. There you go, Dan Fouts, Hall of Fame quarterback. Fred Dryer, we talked about him already. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame. Ed Too Tall Jones. After his football days, he tried pro wrestling. Didn't work out for him. Fran Tarkenton as a record breaker. Scrambling Fran Tarkenton, the scrambler. Charlie Taylor, another, at one time he owned all the receiving records, I believe, later to be broken by Art Monk. How about a very off-center diamond cut Bubba Smith for the Houston Oilers? I don't remember him playing for Houston, but that card is definitely a diamond cut there. I think Mel Gray's a Hall of Famer too. So we'll put that to the side. Don't know if Paul Warfield was is a Hall of Famer or not. Don't know. I believe he started his career with the Browns, went to Miami, got all that exposure and all that stuff, and it looks like he may have ended his career in Cleveland as well. Yeah, he put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years with the Browns, went over to Miami for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Then he played in the USFL with Memphis Gamblers, I believe it was, or actually the World Football League, WFL it says. Memphis Gamblers, I think it was, in 1979 or 75, and then came back to Cleveland. Cleveland took him back. Kenny Anderson, Mr. Anderson, Howard Twilley, Norm Evans, Norm Bulash. Well, looks like I got a run of Miami Dolphins here. Garo Yepremian, that's me at 40 with no hair. Don Nottingham, look at that flat top. That's my high school football coach had that exact haircut. Like no shit. Like Paul Bear. Well, his name was Paul Farnan. Great guy, by the way. I respect him immensely. So it pains me to say this a little bit, but he had that haircut like that, like 60s style haircut. He was an older gentleman, right? Probably 40s and 50s when he coached us, but he coached a long time at my high school, and he had a storied career in other high school coaching prior to coming to our school. I don't know how he lured him away. I guess he really wanted a challenge because we sucked. And it took him a decade probably to turn that program around, to get all the riffraff guys like me and a bunch of other guys to get us out of the system and bring in these new younger kids and start grooming them into, molding them into what he wanted. And man, did he churn out some very, very good high school football teams, championship teams, right? But prior to that, he had to suffer with guys like me and some other guys on the team that our starting quarterback got caught smoking and got kicked off the team. And we were so lowly and so bad, right? Like we had no one else. Like no one wanted to play quarterback. So he left it up to us, and we all voted to bring him back. Like dude got kicked off the team by the coach, and like, yeah, well, sorry coach, we want him back. So he had to let him back on because he let the team vote, and we voted him back on. But anyway, he had that haircut, and his name was Paul Foreman, and we nicknamed him, and I don't know if he knew this throughout his career because I would never say this to him, Paul Bear, right? Paul Bear for Paul Bear Bryant. Sometimes he wore that fedora too. But anyway, he would do this like I was a defensive back and an offensive running back, and he would do this if you know anything about football, I got to get in front of the camera. They would do a wave drill. You'd have the football on one hand and you go like this, and you're supposed to practice your crossover, right, while keeping your eye on the guy with the ball, and you do crossover with your feet, kind of like a can girl, except a lot faster. He'd be like boom, 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 and then he'd throw it, and everyone had to go for the ball. Like there was 3 of us, and you had to go and try to get the ball at its highest point. I remember all that stuff. Everything that he taught us, as much as we didn't appreciate it, it's still ingrained up here, believe it or not. It's still there. Like, that's the impression he made on those of us that were willing to learn a little bit. You know what I mean? Everything is still up there. Anyway, so we called him Paul Bear. Never to his face. I can tell you more war stories about that, but it looks like I got a Miami Dolphins run here. Manny Fernandez, Nick Bonacani, like, dude was a beast, right? Manny Fernandez, huge guy, he looks huge anyway. Let's see, he's only 6'2". Nick Bonacani, it's 5'11", 5'11" as your middle linebacker, but yeah, you got to be a beast, right? Don Strock was their backup quarterback to Bob Grease. Doug Swift, me at, I don't know, 28, a little bit of hair. Oh, Fred Biletnikoff, losing his hair. Oh, poor Fred. But anyway, switching gears from the Dolphins. Look at Fred Biletnikoff. Pretty good receiver. Steve Burkowski. Shout out to All our Falcons fans out there, Atlanta fans, right? Harvey Morton, Charlie Joyner, Randy Gradishar, Charlie Taylor. There he is right there. So he has a record breaker. That's his base card. And look, he bucked the system. He's not 82. He's 42. Right? Mel Blount. He's probably smoking a blunt right now. He's a Hall of Famer probably. Brian Sipe. There's Paul Warfield again. Look at this. George Belanda. 50 years old. Look at that record. Look, it just goes the whole length of the card. They've got nothing else to put in. They barely got room for his bio stats, right? Says he's a kicker, but he was a kicker quarterback for the longest time. 6'2", 215 pounds. College Kentucky. Drafted by the Bears, number 12 in 1949. What? That's got to be a typo, right? Wait, my wife gave me my glasses. I got to be reading that wrong. There's no way. Dude played a long time, but come on. Holy moly. I got to double check this with my glasses on. Holy cow. Where's it at? 1949. Look at that. There it is. He was born in 1927? Home is LaGrange, Illinois. Was. Obviously, he's long gone now. 1949, he played for the Bears for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 years with the Bears. 1959, my birth year. He took a year off to celebrate my birth. Did not play in 1959. And then 1960, he picked it up with the Oilers. Played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with the Oilers. I know him as a Raider. From 67, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years as a Raider. I'm sure this wasn't his last card. 2,002 points as a kicker. TDs scored 9. Extra points 943. Field goals 335 for 2,002 points. Holy cow. George Belanda. I got to put him just to get him wrapped up just because. Jack Ham, he might be a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Holy cow. I didn't realize. I knew he had played a long time, into his late 40s, maybe 50 even. George Belanda. Gene Upshaw. Later became the players like rep. Alan Page. Russ Francis. He got that bass, like that rapper thing there too. Russ Francis, he was one of the guys that came on the USO tour that I met. Jim Plunkett. There's Ted Hendricks. He's probably a Hall of Famer too. John Hanna, I believe, is a Hall of Famer. Kenny Anderson, not sure. Bubba Smith, sure as heck is. Art Shell. He's probably a Hall of Famer too. Robert Brazil. Larry Ellie. Calvin Hill. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Bob Kuechenberg. You belong with those Dolphins. What are you doing out here, Cooch? Jim Langer. Bob Grease. He's probably a Hall of Famer. Nat Moore. Vern Den Herder. Larry Little's probably a Hall of Famer. Jake Scott, not sure. Jim Mandich, not sure. Larry Seipel. Bill Stanfield. Freddie Solomon. Mercury Morris went to prison. All that good stuff. Yeah. Mercury Morris. Number 22 for the Dolphins. Jim Kick was 21. Larry Zonka was 39. I'm going to put these guys with the Dolphins, just because I must have set them up like that. I don't know why, but I have all the Dolphins together. My brother-in-law Jim is a huge. There's Russ Francis, by the way. More Russ Francis. Huge Miami Dolphins fan. Ray Gott again. Excuse me. I had a burp. Randy Gradishar. There's Ted Hendricks, but he's already put up. Golden Richards. Sounds kind of sissy name, but what are you gonna do? He has no choice of what his parents named him, just like the rest of us. And then I got some already in plastics here. Let's see. So I got another Dan Fouts in hard plastic. A Fran Tarkington. Off-center Lynn Swan. Swanee. Don't know if Lynn Swan's in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he is, but he had a really good couple years with Pittsburgh. There's Jack Ham. There's Fran Tarkenton, again off center for some silly reason. Manny Fernandez. I don't know why I got all these Dolphins together, but there's another Dolphin. I don't have any other team together like that. Let's see. Oh, there's Bob Grease. Riggins. John Riggins, baby. Hail to the king, baby. And I just say that because the guy at work has that ringtone on his phone, and I think it's pretty neat. Hail to the king. Whenever he gets a phone call, that's when it goes off. So that's those. For those of you, we got some more here in plastic. Hold on, we got this. We got Jan Stenerud and a hard. We got John Mendenhall. I don't know why he's in there, but he is. Doug Kotar and Billy White Shoes Johnson. If you remember anything about Billy White Shoes Johnson, he scored a touchdown. He had white shoes, hence the name White Shoes Johnson. And then he would do this funky dance. You can't see me doing it, but he would do a funky dance in the end zone. You have to look him up. Just Google Billy White Shoes Johnson. Let's see. Steve Grogan, Avellini, Walker Gillette. I may have gone through these early on. There's a bull ring, right? Bull ring. There it is. And that's what the bull ring looks like. Darren Talbert. Alan Roach. Tony Leinart. Something like these. Something happened to the front of these cards here. They're kind of goofy looking. Chicago Bears. The Bears. Avellini. Harold McClinton. There's a Larry. I think Larry Little's a Hall of Famer, so we're gonna grab it, put him over there. Al T. Taylor, Isaac Curtis, and the Jan Stenerud. Jan Stenerud. Well, Jan is from Sweden or Norway. Let's see. No, he's from Overland Park, Kansas. College, Montana State. But trust me, he's not. He's from a different country. One of those Nordic countries, for sure. And if you guys have got here late, maybe these are some of the other ones that I already gone through earlier. Some OJs. I put Jaws just because he's a local celebrity. OJ, league leader, Super Bowl with Bradshaw, Franco Harris, rest in peace, Tarkington, Roger Staubach, OJ, Tarkington, Fred Dreyer, Joe Theismann, rest in peace, Franco again, got a couple of Francos, there's another OJ, league leader, Riggins, the Diesel, that's my guy, Lenny Dawson, Ahmad Rashad, NFL Hall of Famer and or actor, Hollywood actor, OJ again, and Fran Tarkenton again. So that's what we have gone through. Just that one row. I didn't plan on spending so much time on this. I didn't think it would take that long to go through just one row. I've already gone through just a little row. I can show you. I'll show you the highlights of this other row that I've gone through. No, Vinny Testaverde is not the highlight. He just happens to be some that are in hard plastics, and put there to block. But and he's not a Hall of Famer. But Sweatband, you remember the Bears. Ozzie Newsome is a Hall of Famer, right? Randall Cunningham is not, but still Randall. Michael Dean Perry, the Fridge, is a Hall of Famer, right? He is not. He is not. Mike Singletary is a Hall of Famer. Maybe not a Hall of Fame coach, but as a player, he was badass. Boomer Esiason is not a Hall of Famer, but still a badass quarterback. Fridge. See, that's the kind of neck brace I wanted to get. They're flat. It's flat. It comes down to a point here. That's the kind I wanted to get, but they didn't have it. All I had is one that was like that penis-looking thing. So, how about Eric Dickerson, right? Boomer. Signal calling, right? Jackie Slater, I believe, is a Hall of Famer. Dickerson finds an opening. There he goes. What a running back Eric Dickerson was. Man, he could have done a lot. How about some Bosworth? Super rookie, the Boz. Did nothing. Warren Moon, Dickerson again, Boomer, Phil Simms, Anthony Munoz is a Hall of Famer, Dickerson again, Kellen Winslow is a Hall of Famer, Anthony Munoz again, and here is, Jerry Rice. Scoring leaders, Jerry Rice. So, that's about the highlights so far. I haven't gone through. I still got like, I don't know what year these are without looking at the backs. There you go. Mark Malone should have something on the back. These are 86. 86. Okay. So I don't know whose big rookie year this is or not. I'm sure it's somebody like Warren Moon or I don't know. Elway maybe. I don't know. Haven't gone through them yet with you guys. Now I got these. These look like 85s, just because they look. Oh, they're 84. Yeah, 84, because they look like the baseball 84s with the slant there at the bottom. But then these are different. Okay, I got 184 mixed in with some 87s, I guess. It says 86, so it's 87. So I don't know what Ronnie Lott's doing there. Maybe they're mixed up in this thing. This row here. Dan Marino, league leaders. Yeah, and then they get mixed in with some other stuff from, yeah. So I don't know what he is doing there. And we got some Bowmans. And I don't know how long you guys want to go. If you want to keep going, you have to let me know. Oh, this one goes over here with, this one goes over here with these, with the fridge. Okay, got it. So I'll just leave up Ronnie Lott now because he is a Hall of Famer. So we want to preserve his card. It's in pretty good shape. Not the best of shape. It does have a little crease on one of the corners. But overall, it's like a fourth year. Ronnie Lott. Jeff McMahon. What's up? Yes, Jason Tucker yards. Dempsey kicked it versus the Lions, and Tucker kicked it versus the Lions. Oh, the poor Lions, right? So this Jason Tucker guy has the record for the longest field goal in the NFL now. History, huh? What is the record? What's the longest one now? Because 63 yards is a long one. Oh, 66. There you go. I hate that heart. That heart covers everything. All right, got it. So, so if you guys want to continue, just let me know. I don't know how many people are still out there, who all's out there, what's going on. We still have 6 concurrent. Appreciate that. We can keep going. I got this football box. I kind of just went over some of the years. Oh, I love this. How about this? Ernie Holmes. I don't know if you guys were around. Arrowhead. He put an arrow on his hair, like so. Ernie Holmes. There's Jefferson Street. No, whatever. Joe Ferguson. These are from 70. Ernie Holmes won't have it because he's a lineman. Lyle Alzado won't have it, but Joe Ferguson does. 75. These are 75 tops football. So I got 75. I really need to put a marker in here so I know what the heck ones I'm looking at ahead of time. Oh, here you go. Here's one. How about that one? Steve Young. 87. So it goes to 84 for LA, USFL, USFL. 2 years in the USFL. Then 85 and 86 in the NFL with the Bucks. So this is 87. This says, I don't know what. This plastic has something. $220 plus $5. I don't know. Someone wrote something like it. It's a very old, faded top loader, though. Who else is in here? Doug Flutie. Yay, Doug. So these guys go with these right here. Okay, gotcha. And I have I have some older stuff too, by the way. I see Dan Marino record breaker in here, but I have a small stack of these. These aren't that big of stacks. The Bowman are like from the 90s. Bowman 92 Bowman. Yeah, like 92 Bowman. Nothing fancy there. Except they might be, older than a couple of you guys out there watching today. And I don't know what that Bowman's doing in there with the 92 Bowman, but that'll get sleeved up right now. And I should, right next to him is a Barry Sanders set. It's going to get sleeved up right now. So a lot of, like I said earlier, a lot of my football has just kind of been sitting around, not doing anything, getting neglected, and not being touched. So that just keeps them more preserved than as if I were fingering them all up. But now I don't have a place to put that. What's here? What is here? Oh, Greg Bell. Don't know who Greg Bell is. I have some of these too. I have a couple hundred of these. Not Mike Singletary, but this year there's Dan Fouts. There's Marino. Is this Marino's rookie year? Because that picture, record breaker, looks to be about like okay, it's not exact. I thought they were the same, similar, but no, there's 74s right there. He hasn't turned. Here he is blocking for Dan in the pocket. 86 record breaker, and he must have been an 85 record breaker. Dan Marino, Miami Dolphins, most touchdown passes in a season. Dan Fouts, Mike Singletary, Jack Lambert, Singletary, John Elway, Phil Simms, times 2, another Marino, another Simms. What's this one here? Oh, league leader Art Monk and Ozzie Newsome, not in a sleeve, so I'll sleeve them up. Big Son ripped it. Flutie with the jersey. Yeah, Flutie bounced around, didn't he? Quite a bit. Little guy, right? Not a big guy. So this may save us some time, because I do have some of these. What year are these? These are 85s. So these 85s, I have a bunch that are already sleeved up apparently. Record breaker Dickerson. Road to the Super Bowl. Yeah, help me out here. Why am I drawing a blank on him? I just saw his autograph yesterday too. Montana, duh. Lambert, Elway, 1,000-yarder gets the ball. Elway again. Dickerson, league leader. Diesel, Riggins, a Diesel named Desire. 2, 3 of them. Tony Dorsett. Art Monk, record breaker, slamming the ball down because he didn't get a touchdown or something. I don't know. All upset. Kellen Winslow. Riggins again, Riggins again, Riggins again, Riggins. Engulfing the quarterback, that's Lawrence Taylor. LT going over the top. Killing, I don't know, New England quarterback maybe? Nope, Falcons. I see a Falcon right there on that guy's helmet. It wasn't hard to kill the Falcons and beat up on the Falcons back then. Here's Eric Dickerson again. Dickerson, Dickerson, Dickerson. Dickerson, Dickerson. Art Monk slamming the ball. There's LT. Lawrence Taylor. LT. How about some Howie Long action with his mullet? He wouldn't admit to having a mullet today, though. He'd probably deck you if you said something. There's the single bar. Theismann. Terrible injury he had. I still cringe when I think about that football injury. There's Montana again. Montana. How about some Marcus Allen? A couple Marcus Allens. More Singletaries than I care to see. And more record breaker Eric Dickersons. And we still got some more here. What's going on here? Oh, we looked at all those already. the Art Monks, the Regular Monk, Marinos, the Fouts, the Singletaries, the Elway, and the Sims. So we looked at all those. They're already sleeved up, so that might be all the biggies in there. I could have. There might be other ones that I don't know about. There's some more that are in sleeves, so let's check them out. Oh, yeah, well, this is nobody. Mark Malone, Harper, Dwayne Woodruff, Mike Webster, Tony Eason, Mark Super Duper, Paul McDonald, I don't know who's it. Dexter Manley, Gary Hodgeboom, Neil Lomax, Larry Kinnebrew, Henry Ellard is a Hall of Famer, right? I think. Todd Bell, Danny White, and Leo Lewis. Never heard of him, but yeah, those were sleeved up also for some reason. We're gonna find a home for him. That goes there. But none of these are any of these sleeved up? Should go through this stack just because I need to sleeve some of these up. So I'll put these to the side. These will get sleeved up. Got a couple hundred sleeves down here. I'm running out of sleeves. Go through sleeves so fast. Get rid of these Jeter cards for now. So these are 1975 tops. Very different from the baseball, like not psychedelic colors. Got the ugly helmet though, let's face it. You could have done a better job. Like you made the helmet so big you couldn't fit the face mask on there. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like that is just ridiculous. Otis Taylor. Big crease across Willie Lanier. Water stain on Nehemiah Wilson. Mean Mug Jim Lynch, altogether just being mean. Wendell Hayes, Steve Owens, Rocky Freitas. There's the guy that needs to be sleeved up. John Riggins, my boy. My boy. Matter of fact, he does not recognize the whole Washington Commanders thing either. How about Swan returns punts for 577 yards in one season. Lynn Swan. Steelers 16, Vikings 6, Super Bowl 9. And that's Bradshaw. And it's already sleeved up is Bob Greasy. Bears, the Bears. That's an ugly helmet too. What? Who? Never mind. I'm speechless right now as to the artwork. Could have done a better job instead of hiring a 5-year-old to draw your helmets or your face mask anyway. Harold Carmichael, Merlin Olsen, the FTD florist guy, right? Abramowitz catches in 105 consecutive games. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Just like the backs of some of the baseball cards that had the traded statement on the back and stuff. This is just a highlights. Danny Abramowitz. Okay, thanks, Dan. Good job. Jack Youngblood, John Hanna, Greg Landry, Norm Schneed, Pat Hughes, don't know who he is, Bill Berge. Bengal for a long time, came over to Philly, still did well in Philly. How about Mean Joe Green? Being mean as usual. There's Charlie Taylor and Fred Blitnikoff doing the comb over because we saw Fred. He's already bald. So we already saw that, Fred. Your comb over is not going to help you. Otis Armstrong and Lawrence McCutcheon, league leaders. Where's OJ? Team checklists, not colored in, thank goodness. Man, that penny sleeve is all effed up. What the F happened to that? Well, it did its job though. Whatever it did, it protected the card pretty much. I only have puzzle pieces on the back. I don't remember who the puzzle is, even though I collected these as a kid. I'm surprised I didn't glue them all together to make it. See what it was. Ah, it looks like a jet. Who is it? Is it Namath? A couple guys, because there's a close-up. Someone's ear. The ear, checking for earwax, I guess. I don't know. These penny sleeves are beat up. That is Namath. I called it. Joe Namath. My guy. Joe Willie. Broadway Joe. Went to LA. Left silver screen for the big screen, right? Silver screen is like Broadway, I believe, and then the big screen is Hollywood. How about some Chuck Foreman? Jack Tatum. Cliff Harris. Minnesota 14, LA 10. Another heartbreaker for the Rams. Jim Hart. John Dutton. Jan. There's Jan. All sweaty. Sweaty Jan. Billy Kilmer. Riley Odom. Look at the snake. Poised and ready to strike. 74 highlights. Stabler tosses 26 TD passes in a season. Guys do that now in half a season, right? Cliff Branch snares 13 touchdown passes in a season. Guys do that again in like half a season. There's the back. Cliff Branch. Otis Armstrong highlight. Armstrong rushes for 183 yards in a game. Broken later by OJ, who rushed for like 203 in a game or something like that. Tommy Nobis. Mike Reed. Then Barney, I think he's a Hall of Famer, right? James Harris. Lyle Alzado. There's Ernie Holmes, Arrowhead Holmes. There's that Ferguson, we looked at that. There's Carl Eller, mean mugging someone. And Leroy Jordan just happy as all get out because he got his Super Bowl rings. Bobby Bell. Might be a Hall of Famer. Mike Adamle. Yeah, nope. Sorry, Mike. Stuck with the Jets. That's like the third or fourth one of that card. There you go. Look at Sonny Jorgensen. He threw a pass. It was no such thing as a spiral. It was a wobbly duck that gets thrown out there. Check it out. Do all his game highlights. You'll see it's a wobbly goblin. Buck Buchanan. Greg Pruitt with Joe Green bearing down on him. Look, he's already wincing. He knows what's coming. He's like, I'm gonna get railed here in a minute. Greg Morton. Jack Youngblood. There's Bob Trumpy. Floyd Little. Don't know if he's a Hall of Famer or not. Might be. Jim Marshall, wrong way guy. Jim Youngblood. So Jim and Jack Youngblood were brothers on the same team, right? Did we not just have his brother? Yeah. So there's the Youngbloods. Jack was the better of the two, but linebacker and defensive end. Jim Otis times 2. There's that Burt Jones guy. There's Charlie Taylor and Blitnikoff again. Tom Mack and Larry Little. I think Little's a Hall of Famer there. John Hanna is a Hall of Famer there. Merlin Olsen, not a Hall of Famer, but I like him, so we're going to do it. Lyle Alzado and Carl Eller. Villapiano and Hendricks. Like Hendricks. Leroy Jordan and Willie Lanier. There's Bill Berkey again. Roland Gabriel. Jerry Sizemore took a beating, so we'll put him over there. Jack Ham. Dan Deerdorf. Little. Ahmad Rashad. The Cosby Show, right? Or something like that he was in. Roy Girola. Terry Metcalf and Otis Armstrong. John Hanna again. Art Malone for the Sillies, Eagles. Ken Burrow. Check the chat real quick here, see what's going on. Nothing new in the chat, so we're continuing on Frank Lewis. Richard Anderson, Mr. Anderson. First name Dick. Oh, here's a ink blotty thing going on up here, and it's kind of, oh dude, looks like he's got a bogey. Looks like he's got a bogey on the end of his nose. Check it out. Look at that. What is that? You got a bat in your cave, pal. Cameraman should have told you. Got a bat on the end of your cave. You got to get rid of that. Jim Mandich, not Tony Mandich. How about some Larry Little? Bob Lilly, probably a Hall of Famer. There's Charlie Taylor, Hall of Famer. Dan Deerdorf, if not a Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Fame announcer, probably. I don't know. Conrad Dobler was the dirty of the two, though. Right, Conrad Dobler was the guy. Charlie Waters, not sure if he's a Hall of Famer. Drew Pearson's a Hall of Famer, right? Jack Ham, Kenny Anderson. There's the Snake, Ken Stabler, the Snake. Fred Blitnikoff. Ray Guy. Cliff Harris. Harris and Waters were like a mean duo to have in your defensive secondary. George Belanda, Oakland Raiders quarterback kicker. Haven Moses. Doug Deacon. Kind of sticking together like Fleer cards do. There we go. Ron Saul. Call Saul. Isaac Curtis. Gary Larson. Looked like he just committed larceny. Bruce Jarvis with that neck roll. Rick Volk. Checklist not checked. Oh, wait, I take that. It is checked in my mind. Faint on the front, but you can see it on the back. It's checked off. Thanks, Mick. Good job. Danny Abramowitz. Gary Huff. And look at the Bear Stadium in the background. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. That is cool. Mel Gray. I think he's a Hall of Famer. Tony McGee. Larry Handjob. Wendell Hayes. Doug Wilkerson. Again, that's the kind I wanted to get, but I got stuck with the other one. Dave Robinson. Dan Connor. Fred, we won't say his last name, but you can see it for yourself. And Tony Green. Ugh. Gotta put these here so we make room for a new stack as we continue on. We're gonna flip through most of these cards real quick because I don't think I have them in numerical order. 62. Oh, they are in order. Oops. Alright, so 62, 63. Alton Mack. Oh wow, they're gonna be a little bit out of sequence. Emerson Boozer, my guy with the Jets. In the backfield with Riggins and Schnell. Nate Schnell, Boozer, and Riggins. Otis Taylor. Not sure if he's a Hall of Famer or not. Greg Owens. Bobby Scott. Bob Babich. Vic Washington. Mick Tingelhoff. Neighbor. Tingelhoff. That is my neighbor. Tingelhoff. We're just going to go like this. Ron Hornsby. Put these down here so I don't knock them over. This guy's got creases across, so sorry, Ron. Don McCulley. Jimmy Johnson. Not the coach, obviously, an announcer. Andy Russell. Cornell Green. Charlie Cowan. John Staggers. Billy Newsom. Carl Malk. Doug Buffon. Not Buffoon. I get upset if they do announce his name wrong, pronounce it wrong. And our guest speaker today, Mr. Doug Buffon. Jim Marshall. Ken Burrow again. So they're not 100% in order because I just found some that were out of order, right? You're out of order. He's out of order. You're out of order. We're all out of order. Darren Talbert. I'm not going to try this. Federspiel. Joe Federspiel. More league leaders. That guy, that Ray Guy. Jackie Smith. He might be a Hall of Famer, right? Jackie Smith might be a Hall of Famer. Greg Landry. Bob DeMarco, former Dolphin. Yeah, they don't give you there's anything on the back for those guys. Whittam. Todd Smith with 1 O. So it's Toady. Is it Toady? Toady Smith. Stu Voigt. Horst Muehlmann, who lives next to Tingelhoff. They are neighbors. Neighbor. D.D. Lewis, because he couldn't pronounce his first name, they just shortened it to D.D. Jim Bertelson. Ed Bell. Beecham. Roger Finney. This is off center. Bruce Barnes. John Zook. Len Haas. Walt Summer. This is going to be the last row, guys, because you can start putting together football complete sets. Yeah, I could, Jeff. I probably did have a lot of complete ones, and I thought about that too. But I was up talking to the guy at the card shop, and I was up there from the time I texted you, right, that I was going up there. It didn't take me long, 15 minutes. I was there, and you saw what time I texted you when I left. A lot of that time was just talking to the owner. First I got there, I was talking to one of the guys that worked there. Then I was talking to the owner for like a half hour. That guy wouldn't let me go, and I didn't even buy anything. Maybe that's what he was trying to keep me there. I didn't buy anything. I got permission to do some filming. I still have some more videos to post of there, and it's processed upstairs. I just haven't gone upstairs to actually post it. It's going to get posted tonight before when I get done here. I'll post it of a bunch of how many of the quarter boxes, $1 and $2 boxes of cards, and they had a lot. They had a lot. Whether there was a lot of stuff for you and your needs, I don't know, but for me, I'm like, ooh, I like that, I like that, ooh, I like this, ooh, yeah, check that out. Ooh, I don't have that one. Marvin Upshaw, looking stoned. That guy looks scared because Marvin's giving him the side eye. Maybe that's the problem here. It's like, don't be side eyeing me, Marvin. Jesus, come on. John Brockington, Mike Ciani again. Larry Stallings. There, Namath had a mask like that too. Joe Namath had a face mask like that. Can you imagine? It looked cool though. I loved it. I was a big Namath guy. Randy Vataha again. Always looking GQ, that guy. What was his record? How good was he? 16 TDs after 4 years. Average 17, 14, 17, and 22. So his career average up to this point after 4 years was 17.7 yards per catch. And a total of 121 catches though. So 1 year was 25, one was 20, one was 25. His first year as a rookie was 51 catches. And after that it was downhill. Sorry, Randy. He looked like he's going to cry. He picked on me. There's Dempsey. Look at Dempsey looking cool. All airbrushed out. Got rid of that Saints uniform finally. Working for the Rams now. There's the other Washington. Gene Washington. Oh, well, I think this is the Gene Washington. We haven't seen the other Gene Washington for the Redskins. Or the Vikings, I mean. There were two Gene Washingtons playing at the same time, but for different teams. Lydell Mitchell. Again, Penn State product. Bill Munson, probably not related to Thurman, but you never know. Ed Buddy. Steve Tannen. Rich McGeorge. Forrest Blue. How about that? Joe Gilliam. Mel Tom. Paul Seymour. Seymour Heine. No, George Webster, sorry. Pete Durenko. Essex Johnson, number 19. Running back. Bob Lee. Falcons, quarterback. Tom Meyer. Skip Butler. I hear someone outside. Dave Foley. There's Larry Brown. Look at that. In action photo. Hands on the hip. dirt, muddy fields. None of this artificial stuff. I almost said a bad word. No. Dirt, grass, natural, getting dirty, getting muddy, getting down, you know, in the trenches, you know, muddy uniforms. That's when men were men. You had them screw-on spikes, you know, none of these sneakers you wear on the turf. No such thing as turf toe. Damn deer dwarf. You know what I mean? Mel Gray, like I said, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Roy Geraldo might be a Hall of Famer too, for all I know, but I don't know, so we'll just put him over there. Jack Youngblood again, Elvin Bethea, Alan Page, Otis Sistrunk, Andy Russell, Nate Wright, Emmett Thomas, Buchanan and Parrish, Tom Whittam, and Ray Guy again. This guy looks like he's got a lazy eye thing going. Yeah, looks like it to me. He's staring at that bull ring, and he's got his eyes stuck like that because he was staring at his bull ring. There you go. Tang. He's not drinking Kool-Aid. They had Tang back then. Right? You guys remember Tang? Probably not. You're not old enough. Tang went to space, man. That's what astronauts drank. Tang. Bobby Halfield, looking old as shit. How old is Bobby? He looks older than George Belanda in that picture. And that's pretty old, because we talked about George Belanda being born in 1947. When was this guy born? Acquired trade with the Broncos in 1971. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. School. He did not go to school. This guy is older than Belanda. They didn't have schools when he was born. He is older. Alright. Born in 1936. He lives in Denver, Colorado. Not drafted. Acquired. So he's a free agent walk-on apparently. And acquired trade with the Broncos in 1971. He did not go to any school. Look at that. Not even a one-room classroom. Like, homeboy is just old as dirt. He didn't last as long as Belanda did. That is one. People talk about in baseball Charlie Huff playing forever, right? This is Charlie Huff's father. All right, you talk about old. All right, let's get going. Dwight White. Conrad Dobler, he had a reputation of being the dirtiest man in football. Don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. Willie Brown's probably a Hall of Famer. There's Archie, long-haired Archie now, right? Getting his freak on every night. Ted Hendricks. Willie Lanier, probably a Hall of Famer. Jim Plunkett, look at that. The glory days with New England, but they lost more than ever. The perennial doormat, but they made up for it, right? Decades later, they made up for all those teams that beat up on them in the AFC East. How about some Lawrence McCutcheon running away from Chris Hamburger? Jim Otto, double zeros, Otto. Alan Page, double eights. Merlin Olsen, the FTD florist guy. Kuchenberg. Langer, am I going to have a run of Dolphins again? Norm Evans. Larry Seipel. Yepremian. Howard Twilley. What was with Howard Twilley? What was so special about him? Went to Tulsa. That's not it. Number 12, 66 for the Dolphins. There was something, I can't remember everything, but there was something about Howard Twilley that I used to remember all the time. Bill Stanfield going over the top and taking out Joe Ferguson. Doug Swift. Don Nottingham. Jake Scott running out. Gonna bust through that banner they have across the field, look, you know. Bam! And your home team, Miami Dolphins. Manny Fernandez looking mean as ever. Vern Den Herter. Tom Foley. There's Bob Grease. There's Pittsburgh 24, Oakland 13. You got Bradshaw, and you got God, I'm at a loss for his name again. Getting old sucks. Carmichael, Art Malone, Gabriel, Mike Barilla, quarterback. Johnny Outlaw came over from New England, I believe, or went to New England. Let's see. Came over from the Patriots. Tried winning in Philly. Found out it's the same thing. Losing. Tom Sullivan. Norm Boulash came over from the Colts, I believe. Colts, yep. Came over from the Colts. Charlie Young. Charlie Young. So, NFL leaders in receiving, Charlie Young, with Lydell Mitchell, a running back, leading the league in receptions. And then Charlie Young is an all-pro tight end. There's Dobler with a crease, so he gets out of there. Darryl Stingley, again, I think he got paralyzed in a football game from contact. He got hit really hard or landed on his head or something. Lynn Dinky, Claude Humphrey. Raymond Chester used to be a Jet. I'm thinking, wait, Rich Castor and Raymond Chester. I used to get those two confused. One was a Raider, one was a Jet, turned Colts. He was the Raider guy, okay. Kaz Benazak, or Charles Benazak. Ed Flanagan, that's my guess, his name was Charles. Nehemiah Wilson again, Ron Jesse. We only got like, I don't know, 200 more cards to go, guys, and then we're done, and then we'll probably end the stream. It's been going for a little bit. Jim Lynch, I'm gonna get these, just put them down here. Jim Lynch. There's a guy that looks like Lurch to me from the Addams family, but I could be wrong. Gary Putz. He's a Putz. Mike Phipps. Yanowski. Ron Yanowski. Yankowski. Shanklin. Fresh out of prison. He shanked so many people, they changed his last name to Shanklin. Bobby Douglas, another left-handed quarterback. Especially back then you didn't see him. Still hardly see him, but back then he was like a lefty in the league. Bob Nyland. Zeke Moore. Oh, Zeke. Ken Mendenhall. There's Norm Schneid. Jerry Smythe. I don't think Jerry's a Hall of Famer. I think Jackie is. Clarence Davis, Jim Yarborough, Lamar Parrish, Johnny Hicks, Coy Bacon for breakfast, Louis Buchanan, Al Woodall, remember him, Reggie Rucker, Donnie Anderson, Mr. Anderson, Charlie Wade, John Tanner, Charlie Johnson, kicker, quarterback now. Tom Blanchard, punter, Curly Culp. Tim Bear, that's Yogi's kid, by the way. Tim Bear, Yogi Bear's kid. In case you guys didn't recognize the last name. He had a son that played professional football and one that played Dale that played baseball. And I think he had a third son too, but I don't think his third son made it anywhere. Used mainly as a kickoff return for the Colts. In 1974, Tim has good hands and speed. He comes from a sports family, his father, Yogi, being Baseball Hall of Famer and current manager of the New York Mets. Tim played in North-South game and American Bowl, caught 62 passes as a senior. In 1974, he caught 13 kick returns for 259 yards for a 19.9 yard average and 0 TDs. He didn't break any. Bruce Coslett. Verlin Biggs, Marv Hubbard, my brother's favorite player of all time, probably, football-wise anyway. Bobby Bryant, Phil Villapiano, Bruce Laird, Chester Markle, Pat Fisher, Redskins, Walker Gillette. This guy's all boogered up. Mark Nordquist. That's all creased up. I don't even see the creases on that card, but that is messed up. So it's gone. Warren Kogel. Emmett Thomas. Walt Garrison. Just a little pinch between my cheek and gum. And man, that feels relaxing. Probably getting sued into the poorhouse right now for all those ads he put out for Skull. Larry Sipa. Fred, last name will not be mentioned. Record holder. There's the Dempsey record holder. New Orleans Saints. 63-yarder. Longest in history. Not anymore, Tom. Sorry. Kenny Houston. Ron Smith. Pat Sullivan. That's that hockey guy that plays football. I believe he might be a Hall of Famer though. David Lee, Mike McCoy, Vanderbunt, not Vanderbilt, Bunt, Mark Mosley, Doug Dressler. Alright. A few more cards to go. Just over 100 probably. Dressler again. Bob Hyland. Jerome Barkham. Ed Polak. John Nyland. Checklist checked off. I'm a retard. Ken Iman. Mac Heron. Look at him go. Whoop. Little guy, ready? How short was he? I say how tall. He was 5'5". 170 pounds. And I'm probably lying about the height and the weight like they did for me most of my playing days. Went to Kansas State. Born in 1948. So he's 11 years older than me. He'll come beat me up if I'm not careful. Home Chicago, Illinois. Drafted number 6 in 1970 by the Falcons. Acquired, signed as a free agent in 1973. Mack was responsible for 2,444 combined yards in 1974. He ran back kickoffs for 629 yards, punts for 517, caught 38 passes for 474, and rushed for 824 yards. Mack holds 9 Patriot return marks. And before that, 1970, did not play. He was drafted that year. And 71 and 72, he played in Winnipeg. And then went over to the Patriots for 73 and 74. So he played in Winnipeg for 2 years. Look at those mutton chops, man. Woo! Those are some serious mutton chops there. Don Hanson having some Gatorade. Alvin Bethea. Marty Dahmers. Kenny Ellis. Tommy Hart. Larry Walton. Green. Ron Johnson. J.T. Thomas. Jack Rudnay. Rayfield Wright. Say that 10 times fast. Roger Worley. Jim Merlot. John's out in the pits. Got more ink, blottage things going on. And look at that dude's eyes. Like, you know they're real because they didn't have contacts, colored contacts back then. That might be a little fuzzy. This might be a little bit better. If I can get it to focus. Put my glasses on, I can't see that far. My glasses for only close. Look at those eyes. Those are like some freaky looking eyes. Like he's got green eyes. And you know they didn't have colored contact lenses back in 1975. There's the neck roll, the neck braces I wanted to get. He's got 2 of them. Look how high that went. It would keep your neck from definitely moving. It'd be a stiff neck, running back. That's what I was. I could just bowl people over. Jim Chiunsky. Say that name 10 times fast. Arthur McLean. Bruce Taylor. Chris Hamburger. There he is. Tom Mack. Earl the Man. Harrison Davis. There's Burgess Owens. Moore Stroud. Mel Renfro. Jack Mildren. No, don't know. Ron Yeri. I think he's a Hall of Famer. Howard Stearns. No, Howard Stevens. Sorry. Not Stearns. J.D. Hill. On turf. Tony Leinart. John Hadel. Sorry if I'm off the screen. Sorry. Roy Jefferson. Charlie Sanders. David Knight. We got about 50 cards left and we're done. And we'll shut the stream down. Let's go to the chat real quick. See if anything else. No. Nope, none. Jeff was the last one. We're putting together sets. I could. You're right. David Knight again. Bob Brown. Pete Gugelak. Terry Metcalf. There's Danny Abramowitz. James the punter. Lydell Mitchell grabs 13 passes in 1 game. Lamar Parrish returns 3 punts of the season for TDs. Emmett Thomas returns interception, 73 yards for a touchdown. Jarrell Wilson. Golden Richards. Aw. He fit right in with today's society. Tommy Casanova. Wally Hilgenberg. Otis Snarling Sistrunk. Eddie Ray, happy to be here. This guy's happy to be here too. Reggie McKenzie. Albert Durango. Dan Dickel. Looks like he just swallowed a pickle. Look at that smile on his face. Big mop top hairdo. Making fun of bald people. Mike Holmes. Clarence Williams. Al T. Taylor. Dave Elmendorf. Bob Rowe. Pete Athias. Pete Athis, not Athias. Athis. Winston Hill's got a hole in his card, so he's out of here. Bo Matthews with the big face mask for a running back. Earl Thomas. Steve Holden. Booby made it! We got a Booby appearance. Sorry, guys. Booby Clark. I wonder if that guy's still alive. He does TTMs. Booby Clark. And then, that'd be funny. Tom Novell, Wayne Coleman, Jim Mitchell, Paul Krause, John Rouser, Malcolm Schneider, Fred Willis, Harold Jackson, Sporting that Rams 29, Mike Bragan for nothing, Jerry Shirk, Miro Roeder, okay, Cedric Hardman, Blaine Nye, Elmo Wright, Herb Orvis, Richard Castor, there you go. Doug Kotar, checklist checked off, nice job, Mick. Jesse Freitas, Bill Olds, and Bobby Maples. And that is the last of the cards. And there's card 523 out of probably 528. What's the checklist go up to? 528. So card 523 of 528. So they were in numerical order, and I just screwed the pooch on that one by mixing them all up. So, but it's obvious I don't have the complete set here. But I have, just like my baseball, my football scattered to the wind. So let's do this. Put these here where they belong. Voila. Put everything back. Put it all back. Jack. These guys need to be sleeved up. Those guys need to be sleeved up. It's going to be a while. These guys need to get junked up. Alright. Woo! But as you guys can see, I still have, we'll go over real quick the boxes that I still have to go through. So first off, down here, where I'm working off of, I've got boxes here yet that I pulled off. This is just like I stacked it up to where I can get to belly height and I don't have to kill myself to look. But football here. Anyway, I'll remember which one this is because I'm stacked on here sideways. And here is football, it says. So this is somewhat newer stuff. It's got some stadium clubs in here, looks like. Got some kind of 93 Stadium Club football high number sets. I don't know if you can see that because I'm looking at the dang camera, my phone, and it's not showing up. So it's got some high number 93 Stadium Club. I got 2 boxes of those. Got, oh, here's my USFL cards. I think I still have the box somewhere. USFL, Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Reggie White, Herschel Walker. But I sold some of them off way back in the day. I let some guy cherry pick my set because I needed money. There's Mike Rozier, in case you guys never saw this set. Some of the bigger names that are still left in this set, which probably aren't Manny. Rich Garza, no. Joey Hackett, no. Rick Neuheisel. So Neuheisel made the transition to the NFL, right? Gary Anderson made the transition over to the NFL. I think Doug Burdoin made the transition, right? Willie Gillespie, I don't think he did. Nordgren, don't think he did. John Reeves, I don't think he did. No. Reggie Collier, I don't think he did, but he's a quarterback. Craig James, he was in college. He was the other half of the what the heck did they call the Dickerson and James? I forget what they called those two guys at LSU, right? There's the checklist. Unchecked. Good job, Mick. 132 card set. Luther Bradley. Vic Corral. Greg Landry. That's where he ended up after his NFL days. Stan White. Was he playing for the Lions at one point? NFL career. 2 TDs. He's a linebacker. USFL. No TDs. Joe Cribbs went over from the Lions. Sorry, I'm off screen. Joe Cribbs went over from the Lions, right? Or college and NFL career. Yeah, then he went over to the USFL. Joe led the NFL from the Bills. Sorry, not the Lions, the Bills. In both rushing and receiving in 1983. But I thought it was a Bill. Okay, never mind. Not a Lion, Bill. Scott Norwood, right? He made the transition to the NFL. Norwood. Cliff Stout, don't know if he made the transition or not. Vince Evans. I think the only one that I have left is the Jim Kelly. I think I have the Jim Kelly card left out of these. The other three, Reggie White, the Steve Young, and the Herschel Walker, were cherry picked by Doug Plank. He played for the Bears. NFL career, yeah, he was a Bear. Not sure if Dave Stahl played or not. Looks like he did. Yarno, Kiki, whatever. Ricky Sanders, I think he transitioned to the NFL. Maybe to the Cardinals or the Redskins, I'm not sure. Tom Dinkel. Vaughn Johnson, I think he made the transition, right? Matt Robinson, he went over, he came over from the NFL. Jojo Townsend, I think he made the transition over to the NFL. Gary Shirk, he came over from the NFL to play in the USFL. Anthony Carter, he came over, or he went to the, maybe he went to the NFL. Didn't come over for sure. Bobby Hebert is the way they pronounce it. He made the transition to the NFL. Played for the Saints, I believe. Ray Pinney. Gary Barbaro, I think he transitioned over. Nope, he came from the NFL over. Okay. Jim LeClaire, NFL career, went to the USFL to continue, I guess. right? NFL career, yeah. Bob Leopold. Brian Sipe, again, NFL guy, went to the USFL to continue his career. Marcus Dupree, USFL. Dan Ross, NFL guy. Yep, came over from the NFL. Johnny Walton. Fred Brezina, I think he came over from the NFL. No, USFL. Brezina, maybe he went over to the NFL. Name kind of sounds familiar. Dave Browning. From 79 to 81, Dave started every game in the NFL Raiders, including Super Bowl 15 with the Raiders, defeated the Eagles 27-10. So he extended his career in the USFL. Gary Plummer. Gary led the Invaders in 160 tackles. I think he went over to the NFL. Arthur Whittington, sounds like he went over. Nope. Well, it went from the NFL to the USFL. Terry Beason, why does he sound like he came over from the NFL? Yep. Terry played in each of the NFL Seattle Seahawks' first 78 games of club's existence. He holds the Seahawk records for tackles in career with 561, and then he went over to the USFL. Mel Gray definitely came over from the NFL. We don't have to cover his career. Doug Williams won a Super Bowl, right? NFL career, 1,890 attempts, 895 completions, 12,648 yards, and 73 touchdowns. Doug guided Buccaneers to 3 NFL playoff appearances. And he got a Super Bowl, didn't he? With the Redskins? Maybe I'm wrong. Kelvin Bryant, he came over college and went over to the NFL from the USFL. John Bunting was an Eagle, went to the USFL. Scott Fitzke, Penn State guy, right? If I'm not mistaken. Penn State, yes. Home York, Pennsylvania. Born in 57, York, PA. And NFL, he played NFL, then went to the USFL. Chuck Fusina, name is very familiar. Another Pennsylvania guy, Penn State guy. College and USFL. Maybe played a little bit in the NFL, not sure. Sean Landetta, kicker, right? Cowboys, punter, punter, college, career, USFL. He went over to NFL. Dave Trout, Mike Trout's uncle. Glenn Carino and Ron Crosby. But anyway, the money cards were bought off out of that, except for the Jim Kelly, which I still have in screwed down somewhere. So that's that with those, in case you guys never saw them. Those are the first year. There's a second year of those. I don't think they ever printed up a third year, though. And then I got those are a bunch of Stadium Club. Here's an error or variations on this card here. You see it's got the draft pick sign, 1993 draft pick, and then there's some cards without the draft pick up there. The rest of the printing's all there, just they didn't put the draft pick on there for some silly reason. That's why they're in plastics. What are these in plastics? I always like pulling out plastics because plastics mean something. Like, here you go. There's a redemption card, right, for Stadium Club members only, and it's the Elway card. Super team, so you could have gotten the Broncos super team. How about a Brett Favre Packers super team? David Klingler was no big deal. Deion Sanders super team for the Falcons. There's Steve Young, Sterling Sharp, Steve Etman, and there's Tampa Bay super team card. And I have more super team cards, but those are just right there. A lot of these are Stadium clubs. A lot of stadium clubs. Looks like there's only 2 different years of cards in here. Let's see what these are in plastics. Oh, Jim McMahon in plastic. Don't know if you can see it. There it is. And Tony Dorsett, league leaders. What else we got here? In plastic. See, so like we've had these in that other box this year. What are these, like 80, 84, 85s, 84s? So we had these in the other box. So I have, like, mine are just kind of spread out. Lawrence Taylor and Kellen Winslow, like in-action cards. I have some of these in blank backs too, but don't know where they are, obviously. Yeah. So there's only 2 different years here, right? 3 different years. And then I have these here. These are 83 tops, 84 tops, and then I got 93 or so Stadium Club, I guess, and that's in that box. Mark football against the guards. Sure, I'll play. Sign me up. You get to hit the guards. And then this box here, let me get a drink real quick. Let's see. Notification. I need a drink. Sorry, guys. Alright, so this just got marked on it. Oh, it's got football marked on it. So let's see what we got here. Got a lot of plastics here and some older cards. So again, we saw these in the other box, right? Carl Eller, Lynn Dickey, Alan Page, Harry Carson, Ray Rhodes. Some of these guys really don't belong in here, but they're in there. So Jack Youngblood, Willie Lanier, Larry Sonka with the New York Giants, Randy Gradishar. Those things went flying everywhere. Woo! Sorry about that, Alan. So these are from, what, 77. These are 77 tops. Got literally like almost a whole row of those. 72. We got a whole bunch of 72s here. However, the Series 3 pretty much eluded me. I may have gotten a couple cards from Series 3, but not a whole bunch as a kid. I got a couple hundred here. Some of them in, like penny sleeves. Checklist not checked, not marked off, thank God. Some Mel Grays. There's Roger Staubach running for his life against the Dolphins. Cowboys 24, Dolphins 3. Colts 20, Browns 3. There's Bob Greasy in action. Larry Little. Lance Allworth. Mean Joe Green. I don't know if that's his rookie card or not. Hard to tell because linemen don't get stats. So that's just 72 tops, right? Here's some from the lineman, so he doesn't get stats. Here's a kicker, so he'll have stats. 72, so these are 73 tops. Got like a row and a partial of those. We had them in the other box. I mean, like my stuff's kind of spread out all over. Then we got some 71 tops. My 71 tops took a beating because as a kid, we lived in an apartment, and the people above us had a flood, and like in the bathroom, and I didn't have many. I had a couple thousand cards because I was just like I started really in '72, so in '71 and '70 I did a little bit. '71 was a little bit more, and these cards are all kind of messed up because they actually got wet. You know, and I tried to salvage what I could. Lost a lot then too, because the apartment that people lived above us, it leaked and the whole ceiling like collapsed and landed on top of and near my cards. But there's an Emerson Boozer, right? Jets. I mean, I can pick out some okay cards out of this, but like this one here, you can tell it's gotten wet at one time. It's kind of crinkly, wrinkly, you know. So a lot of my, I think that's wax there. Yeah, that's wax. A lot of my cards early on in my collection were destroyed because of that little flood that we had from the apartment upstairs. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So but I still have two rows of the 72s, like literally almost 2 full rows, and someone here's in plastic. So let's see what we got in plastic. Manny Sistrunk is in plastic, 50 cents. Now, just because it's in plastic doesn't mean it was bought. It's just that I was lucky to get a penny sleeve, and I threw everything in penny sleeves that I could find. Like this one has paper loss on the back because it was stuck to, you know, the flooding. You can see the whole card is just messed up. But thank goodness I have other ones that are a little bit better grades. So I can piece together probably a set that's like a fair condition set out of that. Then we got these stickers. These are from Topps, not Fleer, by the way. Joe Theismann, Ted Hendricks. I believe these came in the packs. Kellen Winslow, Joe Cribbs, Freeman McNeil. This one's off center. That's a eBay 1 of 1 right there. Probably get $50 for that one. There's a Theismann. Usually, so I mean, penny sleeves weren't really a thing. We didn't have much to protect our cards back in the day, and these have just been stored in boxes. So all these should be penny sleeve. Like Billy Sims was the you know, the top guy in Detroit back then. Mort Mosley, you know, Tony Hill, Mark Gastineau, part of the New York Sack Exchange, Gastineau and Klecko, Chris Collinsworth, who's some people say he's a crappy announcer, but he's been doing it forever, so what are you going to do? And some Dan Fouts action there. So, what do we got in the front here? I got something. Oh, here we go. Got a Jim Zorn card. He was hot back in the day. He was a hot commodity for a little bit. And then, of course, they got these cards came out in bread. So they're from 75, I guess. But I think these were issued like in bread. Loaves of bread. But they look very much like these, don't they? Very much. Willie Lanier, Alan Page, Gene Upshaw, Paul Warfield. You can see the staining from the oils in the bread. That's what that's from. And that Craig Morton is just obliterated. That thing went through the bicycle spokes for sure. Different year on that. Hank Stram's favorite plays. Coached New Orleans Saints. I never knew he coached this. Well, maybe I just don't remember. The Saints. I know him as a Kansas City Chiefs coach. Super Bowls, you know. And what else we got here? Yeah, we got the 72s, the 73s, the 73s, 71s, right? These are 71s. Yeah, 71s. No 70s in this box, but I have, like, I first started in 1970 collecting cards. And I was all in. I was in for every sport. I earned money every which way that I could. Cutting grass, shoveling snow, whatever it took, right, to make some money to buy my cards. So, a lot of this that you're seeing now is like my childhood in cards. And this says football, FB, it's football, not foosball. And so these are, again, we had some of these. These are 82 tops. I don't know if this is Tony Dorsett's rookie year or not, but we got two Tony Dorsetts in action. I think it might be his rookie year. And I got some older stuff that I picked up from the 60s and stuff like that. Yeah, I just picked up, like, these are Fleer. Don't know the exact year, but these are like from the Fleer company. Cowboys team. Official NFL signals. Personal foul. Striking of one wrist above the head. So he's going to go like personal foul. Roughing the passer. Whatever. There was no such thing as roughing the passer back then. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Both hands out to the side, flapping like you're a duck. And then there's some more cards from the 60s. Buck Buchanan, Johnny Morris, Ken Willard. And then you got, looks like a Paul Hornung poster, a puzzle on the back or whatever. Looks like Paul Hornung, I could be wrong, but it looks like Green Bay. And number 5, I think that was Hornung's number, right? So, let's press on. So I got Kellen Winslow, Tony Hill, and plastics. But, you know, like the New York Football Giants. The Washington Redskins, not Commanders. Let's put... There you go, that's in penny sleeve now. I couldn't tell you what years these are. You've got the little rub-offs on the back. You would take your coin, your nickel, and rub it down, and you would get it. But I can see it's kind of a, looks like a football kicker or something. Which Giant gained the most yards in one season? Rub edge of coin over blank space for magic answer. And I believe a lot of kids probably did that. I've done some in the day. This is off cut, Charles Hannigan. So this is from, doesn't say, just says year, doesn't give a year number though. $1960 for Oakland, but here's one, look at that. Charles Connerly leads the Giants for the 13th year. 1960 football highlights. So what's this, 1961? So maybe that's same color blue back. Might be 61 tops, right? Or tops. Yeah, tops. Might be 1961. Here's one. Giants Play of the Year. Coach Sherman. They're Giants versus Pittsburgh Steelers at Yankee Stadium, December 15th, 1963. There's New York Football Giants again. Got two of them apparently. Terry Barr, Frank Ryan, Packers, Al Carmichael. Is that upside down? That's upside down. Whatever. Jim Root. How about this guy? Hugh McElhaney. What is Hugh's favorite hobby? Place red paper on card and see the answer. What? I don't have a red paper. But some secret kind of code. Maybe you had to get a paper from the packs or something. That would be interesting to see if anyone has those red papers anymore. They've been issued with the packs. We'll put these guys in sleeves since for some reason they're not sleeved up. Oh, and Green Bay Packers. Bob Gain, Lou Michaels, Danny Villanueva, Mel Triplett, Frank Vercone, Mobster, Richie Pettibone. These are stamp booklets. Packers with Bart Starr on the cover. Probably no stamps inside. People rip them out or just don't stamp them up, which would be better if you just didn't stamp them up. Oh, ripped it out. So Ray Nitschke was ripped out. Donnie Anderson and Bart Starr were the key guys on that team. Mini card album. They're stickers, little stamps. You had to lick them and stick them, guys. That's what you're supposed to lick it before you stick it, right? I'm just saying, it's about the stickers. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but you lick it before you stick it. This guy's all creased up. Ricky Norton. Hey, Norton. Oh, this guy got jabbed with a pin. That's a PSA 1 all day. Got a pinhole right through the eye socket. Bam! Look at that. Who does that? Some hater, man. Someone didn't like George Wilson Jr. Earl Gross. How gross. These cards are roughed up. San Francisco 49ers. The Lions. Horschenmeyer. Should put him in a card even though he's... Oof. He's like a Bowman sleeve. This is a tall card. Yeah, it sticks out of the top of the holder, but it is what it is. Jim Schrader needs a sleeve. He's in a Browns uniform, and it says Philadelphia Eagles center. Oh, there's Howard Twilley. His card's all roughed up. I think that's like 69, 68 or 69 tops. Fleer made the yellow border ones. And when you see that were the yellow borders, they're from Fleer. Gary Ballman. Philadelphia Eagles. Norman Schneid. Slide him in there. He's all rounded up corners and shit. Israel Lang for the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, look, here's a referee. Official call signs. What's this? Personal foul again. Okay, unsportsmanlike conduct. Again. Oh, because I looked at these already. Okay, that's why. We looked at them. Alright, so we're done with that little stack. I'll show you some of the older stuff. And not everything's in a sleeve, apparently. I didn't sleeve everything up. So let's put Earl Gross. Even though they're all beat up, we'll just slide them out from here on out. But they're already pretty roughed up. But these are made by Fleer, right? Philadelphia, Fleer, whatever. I think those are Fleer from 68 or 69. I don't think they're tops. Doesn't say TCG or anything on the back. That's the wife coughing. This guy got jabbed in the eye. He's so dead. So dead. Sorry, George Wilson. Wasn't that the neighbor for Dennis the Menace? Wasn't his name George Wilson? Hey, Mr. Wilson! I think it was. That must have been him in his youth. As a Ute. The Ute in question, George Wilson. That's why he was so cranky after that. Because some kid named Dennis stabbed him in the eye with a pin. Put a pinhole right through his eye socket. That's going to leave a mark. So I got a small stack of older cards. A couple hundred. Then we've got a bunch of cards from 75. We got a whole row of 75s, looks like. Got a row and a half. Yeah, row and a half of 80 tops. What's in the hard plastics? Oh, Terry Bradshaw. Archie Manning. Gary Jeter, for some reason. Not Derek Jeter. Otis Taylor. That Larry Zonka's all creased up. Jan Stenerud. Figuring out how he missed that last kick, maybe. Jack Tatum doing what we called 6 inches or crunches back in the day. Guy Morris. Harold Carmichael. Tony Dorsett. Cowboys. Got Bob Greasy right there in the front. And what are the last two here? Oh. This Snake Kenny Stabler. Now with the Oilers. And Franco Harris. Rest in peace, Franco. And we got a small stack of these. There's Warren Moon. So what year are these? 1990 tops. There's Herschel Walker, Boomer, Steve Atwater, Bubby Brister, Pepper Johnson, Phil Simms, and so on. Thurman Thomas. 1990 tops. Flip ball. And these are the same, 1990 tops. So we got like a row, complete row of 90 tops. And some, I've won these as a door prize apparently, because there's a coupon back in the day. So this was a 89 tops traded set. This is the one that is a door prize. Don't know who's in that set or who's supposed to be in that set, but it must have been okay for the day because it was a door prize at a card show. And we got, I believe, Art Monk rookie cards, right? No, second year Art Monks. LT rookie. That's what it is. I think it's LT rookie. And that's that. So I got the football all scattered, even though they're organized in boxes like that. They're still scattered. So I'm going to put these back here. You know where we was. There. So we can put those once I sieve them up back into there. And now, what do we got? We're going to talk about those boxes, but this camera cord is very short, so I'm not going to go very far. Might be able to make it over to here. I'm going to put it on that box so we can kind of get you guys a little bit closer. Angle down. The cat's, see the cat going through the picture soon. There she is. Went to the vet today. So this is, in case I didn't know what BB was, basketball with my version of a hoop backboard. Whoops. Yeah. And I make fun of people drawing face masks on the 70s. So this is a bunch of basketball, newer, older stuff, whatever. All hodgepodge years. Needs sorting. So that's that one. Look out, cat. Come on, both you guys are in here. Suppose your mom came downstairs. Let me get the bug. Me. I'm not your mom. This one is basketball, it says BB. And it is basketball. Yes, sir. All hodgepodge, just like that one. All different things in there. Basketball. There goes the cats. Scurrying out of here. What's this one say? Basketball. Ooh, myself in the face. Again, hodgepodge of basketball. All needs sorting. Nothing, let's put it this way, there's no old stuff in here yet. Nothing from the 70s. This is all like newer stuff. Some McDonald's basketball cards in here. From Upper Deck. What's in here? Not marked. Oh yes, it's marked football. So there's, but I see basketball. And football. So this, oh, you know what this is? Okay. So, I don't know. You know, sometimes when you buy these lots, you gotta love it. I gotta look on the camera while I show these on the. Alright, so that came through in a lot as being an autograph from John Sally. You tell me. I don't know. Should I send these out to PSA to get them verified? How about some Gary Grant auto? Alright, how about this guy? Terry Allen. I really think I should consider taking these out and having them certified. How about LaShawn Johnson 94 Pinnacle rookie card for the Packers. Ready? Booyakasha. What do you think? You think I should send them out and get them certified as authentic or not? I think or not. It's fun that they're laying there, though. Kind of, you lay things around, you forget about things. Here's a promo card, it says. What is this? Oh, okay. So this says, big letters, promotional card, and it's got a football. And I'm like, what is it, a sticker or something? No, it's sideline rookies of Rick Meyer. Couldn't be anyone better. It's gonna be Rick Meyer. What are you gonna do? There's some plastics here. So Bobby Hoying. Nope. Who's this? Johnson. Tampa Bay. Keyshawn Johnson. Okay, so we got Keyshawn Johnson here. It's Absolute Playoff 2000. Keyshawn Johnson, Tampa Bay. It's numbered to 300, number 11 of 300, and apparently has a $6 price tag on it. Again, so some of these I get from collections that I buy. So if they got price tags on, doesn't mean I bought it, means it came from a collection. Joe Klecko. And no real hard plastic, just penny sleeves on some stuff. So don't know if it's worth going. There's another one, looks like Keyshawn Johnson silver signature from Upper Deck, and so on. Nothing old in this box either, looks like. So what's this though? Rusty Springs All-Star Tune-Ups. Rusty Springs. Okay. Football Promotional Series 1, August of 1991. Tune-Ups, trademark 1991. And there it is. Rusty Springs. Smashing number 25 to the ground with a stiff arm. He doesn't even have the ball yet. And there's a Keyshawn Johnson that just happened to be in the same grab. And Kijana Carter. Whatever happened to him? Of a Penn State alum running back that disappeared. So nothing old in here. Nope. Steve McNair's. Nope, 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 nope. So don't really get to spend time looking at that one, do we? but that's a football. Flip-ball. And it's more football. So there we go. Football. What's next here? Football. Oh, look. Someday if someone finds this box, maybe they'll find this card, because I find these all the time. Alright? But that's not the owner. That's my son. That's my son's photo. I think when he was a freshman, he played football before he hurt his knee, and then that was the end of his football career. Towards ACL. End of his career. No more football for you, even though I played football throughout growing up. He was kind of forbade from playing anymore. Told him no, don't need to get hurt. More football. These are not old either. These are newer ones. I can't even get them out. At least they're not bricks. Some fleers in there. Might be a lot of fleer in this one. Yeah. Some older 70s fleers in here. Yeah. Old 70 fleers. New 70 fleers. Oh, and that's a heavy box. What's in this one? Not more. Oh, it says football on the tape. And not old stuff. All 80s or 90s stuff. 80s and 90s. My box is gonna crush. I'm not gonna fall. What's this one? Hockey. So I have a box of hockey. I have more than one box of hockey because there's no real older stuff in hockey either. And I know I have some 70s hockey, so that's not old hockey, and that's Football Hall of Fame, so that might be a good box to look at. Unfortunately, I don't trust this stack here. No, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Ugh, let's move this. Here, and this one says Football Hall of Fame, and I see hockey in there. Let's see what we got. There. So I have a lot of plastics in here. Turn this so you guys, just a little bit. There's a lot of plastics in this one. Plastics are good, right? Supposedly. Some of them are really faded. See? So what do we got here? Reggie White, Brett Favre, Montana, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Montana, OJ, Aikman, Howie Long, Aikman, Bradshaw, Montana, LT, Walter Payton, Montana, Staubach, Unitas, Montana. We've got some of these, Montanas, Taylors, Rices. Show these to you guys. Wet your whistle maybe a little bit. These are not super duper crazy cards, but some of them are pretty nice, pretty neat. We got this LT, right? Lawrence Taylor. Got this Walter Payton, 1,000-yarder, and All Pro. Got this Montana sticker. Got the Staubach from 72. That is a card number 122, series number 1 card. This might be the top of series number 2. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. 251, and there's 263 or 264 cards in series 2. So this is right before hitting series 3. That's the Johnny Unitas in action. Got a Montana, not Hannah Montana. There's O.J. Simpson, O.J. record holder. O.J. rushes for 2,003 yards in a season. And that's a Aikman. That's a Howie Long. That's an Aikman wild card. That's a very faded Terry Bradshaw, but not bad. Terry Bradshaw again. Montana. Reggie White on a Pacific card. Brett Favre on some kind of Fleer metal card. Bryson Chiney. Montana on a Fleer, 90 Fleer. Got an Emmett on a Pro Set. Emmitt Smith being chased by the Jets. Very nice. First round draft pick. Choice out of Florida. 17th pick overall. Finished 5th in the NFC with 937 yards rushing in 1990. Earning NFL Pro Set Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Training camp holdout, missed preseason, but came on strong in victory over the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. Had 103 yards, club record, tying 4 touchdown effort in rout of the Cardinals. So, is that his rookie card? One of them, I guess. And then here's probably not a card you see all that much, but there's Sweetness himself on a Pro Set. And he's holding a tire. I don't know what the significance of the tire is. There's the back of the card. Card number 1 in the set, and very faded top loaders. So that's a taste of that box. Red Light, hey, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. I'm just kind of winding things up right now. I threatened to turn it off like an hour ago, and I didn't. We're just giving a quick preview of my football and stuff. I have other football somewhere too, but that is the bulk of it, I think. There are some more somewhere because I have some more like older hockey yet somewhere. Might be in this box because it's turned inside out. Don't know. This says football on it, so could be football in here. This also says packs. So this is, remember when I said I didn't think I had all my packs? This box here says packs on it too. So, and this one says football here. So there's probably football, older stuff, hockey and stuff in this stack somewhere. Oddball football, it says packs. This says H for hockey, so there's hockey in there, or hockey. So I have, they're not all there. So, sorry. Rubber bone there and here. But anyway, that's just a quick preview of kind of what's in this box. That is marked, it is marked, like, what was it marked like? Hall of Fame football. So there's a lot of good Hall of Famers in here. So a lot of Jerry Rice's here and stuff. But anyway, that's it, guys. I'll be late where you are. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna probably pull an all-nighter. But I'll go upstairs. I gotta finish uploading a video from the card shop that I went to Friday, and so that's been processed and just waiting for me to hit publish. I don't think it went up yet. Joey Galloway. Someone told me to hold on to Joey Galloway cards, so I pulled out some Joey Galloways and put them off to the side. Forget who that was, but Warren Moon. And Steve Largent. So love it when I find plastic. There's a hockey guy here, Dennis Savard. His card is from 85, 86 hockey. Don't know why he's sitting in here. I don't think there's any hockey in here. Maybe I just found him oddball laying about, so drop him in there. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it. Oh, sorry, you're letting you look at the box instead of what's going on. Sorry about that. So again, I've made some movement here in the garage, moving more stuff, stacking them up on these. Now you get to see what the dolly looks like. The wood is a new addition. I just had these cut up to fill this void so I can lay the boxes in here without the box, you know, the cards wanting to pop out the bottom, and you know, just deforming the box. They can lay in there have a lot of support now, unlike these where they're not supported in that whole centerpiece. All the weight's on the outer side of the box. So I'll have to transfer those over. I have 2 more pieces I cut. I can do that there. I wanted to get more, but the plastic ones that I have were like $50 now. I think I remember paying a couple years ago like $16 for them. Now they're like $50, and those wooden ones are $35. So I'm like, sheesh. Talk about, you know, inflation. So let me turn off the heater here. So that's done. Because when I'm not here, I don't run the heat, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? I will close the garage door and everything will cool down in here again. Cards don't need to be hot. They need to be cooler. And so I got to put more cards down in here, and I'll do that over the next couple days, and then we'll be able to start redoing the upstairs bedroom, getting carpeting and stuff like that in there, taking care of that, and then we'll be able to do all the upstairs by doing that room shuffles that I talked about earlier. I do have other videos I want to put out about, because I did all my tops my top set runs. I've got Fleer, I've got a Score, I got Dunruss, you know, I got Upper Decks. I got a lot of complete sets that you guys haven't seen yet. So those are more videos that I'll be working on. Don't mind doing the live streams either. Live streams are always fun. So anyway, any final questions, comments from anyone that is still left? I appreciate you. If you are still hanging around, it's been a long stream. How long has it been now? I know some guys like it. It's been just over 2 hours. 2 hours, come up in like 2 hours and 8 minutes. Not bad. It feels like it was longer. Sorry about that if I made it too long for you guys. I personally enjoy some of the long streams because when people are streaming long streams, it allows me to do sorting and stuff like that. Like I'll be in the background, I'll be listening, and I'll be sorting. I'll be going through cards. And like when Donald Blumdahl does his, when he starts his trivia, I stop what I do, and if I want to go over, I want to participate in trivia, I'll run over and do the trivia thing. I'm not very good at it, but you know, I still run over and try to do it. Other than that, let's see, I got one package I sent out to Donald Blumdahl the other day, and I have another one. I talked to him and he said he wants books. He likes books. I've got books that I need to get rid of, so I'd rather not throw them in the trash. He wants books. I've got books and books and books and books that I've gotten from other people's, you know, when I buy collections, they're like, you know, you're taking everything, dude. So I got like this 300 all-time all-stars book, right? It's a hardback, and you know, I'll send it to Donald. He said to send him books. I got books. Here's one that says complete book of 1989 baseball cards. You know, So like every card printed in 1989. Maybe not every card, but it talks about them, I guess. Rating over 2,000 new cards. So that's 2 more books I'll throw in that box for Donald and send it out. I've got room for more. It's going out in a bulk mailer. I messaged Pepino Man on one of his videos and he hasn't gotten back with me. I got stuff that's Dodger related stuff I like to get in his hands. But excuse me, as far as I know, he has not contacted me back. I just went through all my email. This box here is for Pepino Man, if he wants it. It's all Dodger stuff, and it's books and it's magazines and stuff that he might want, like Dodgers magazine from what year? Volume 3, number 2, Centennial issue, $2. They're all the same back. They have Don Drysdale hugging 2 other guys. I don't know who they are. But Drysdale's got them in headlocks. I have my glasses on, but it says Centennial issue, so 100 years of Dodgers game, I guess. Got some minor league stuff here. This is another Dodgers magazine. 25th anniversary of the 1965 Dodger champions of the World Series. So I've got it's a run of them here, and I don't want to throw it out. I'd rather put it in Pepino's hands if he wants it. I'm giving him an opportunity to speak out. There's some older stuff in here. It's all Dodger stuff. If he wants it, he can have it. If not, then I'll see if G's Mikey wants it. He's a Dodger guy, right? And then we'll go from there. I'll pay for the shipping. That's not a problem. I've already got it kind of boxed up. I just take it down there, see what it would cost to ship this versus the bulk shipper box. I don't know. And I have more stuff that I got to get rid of. Got to get rid of stuff and make room for more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff for stuff. I'm putting stuff together now for RJ Collect sets. I got a couple things for John Jabs, Pittsburgh Pirate related type stuff. A yearbook and something else. So, Anyway, I digressed badly there. So, again, guys, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. The cat's coming back to visit. Little does the cat know that the lights are going out and you're going to be stuck in here. So, hey, guys, again, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace, and we'll catch you in the next one. This is Boomslang signing out. See you guys around the channels. Thanks, everyone. Stopping by. Later on. There we go. Alright. Let's... Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?